hi there.
No, I mean, listen, you're 100% right, Chris. That was really the call of the day. We wish you well. I mean, obviously, great call. Great way to finish the show. I mean, you couldn't have finished it any better. We ran through the finish line there. We stuck the landing. We dotted the I. We crossed the T with Chris in Staten Island. That'll do it for me. My thanks to Connor Green on the other side of the glass. Anthony Gallo, he comes your way next. Evan and Tiki. We are back Monday at 2 o'clock. I will have you with the Lug Hour Monday at 6:30. A lot of basketball over the weekend here. Knicks coming up. Rangers tonight. Football tomorrow. Baseball. Moves are happening left and right. A lot to discuss coming up Monday, 2 o'clock. Lug Hour, 6:30 Monday. Anthony Gallo comes your way next here on The Fan.
Silver Bell.
Sports Radio 101.9 FM.
The home of the NFL on Westwood One is WFAN.
He waits, he gets the snap, blitz comes.
The Vikings are in Big D playing the Cowboys. 8:20 tomorrow night on AM 660.
He walks into the end zone.
Sunday Night Football is on The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always streaming on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Nada que ver. Bring in a bill from AT&T or T-Mobile to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. ¿Y ahora? ¿Qué vas a hacer with all those unwanted bills? Pues, how about a full-scale origami version of the Statue of Liberty? Fuera de broma. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to your local Verizon store in New York City today and we'll give you a better deal for you and tu familia. Rankings based on RootMetrics Root Score Report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Requires postpaid consumer mobile bill from T-Mobile or AT&T dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
At Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, we're celebrating this holiday season with our $155,000 Slay the Road drawing, including your chance to win a new Land Rover Defender and $10,000 cash. Earn entries all month long, then be here on January 1st between 12 and 3 p.m. when one winner will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. At 4 p.m., one lucky winner will win a Land Rover Defender and $10,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
At Audi Manhattan, experience best-in-class service in the heart of New York. Visit their Audi flagship store today, conveniently located on 55th and 11th. Audi Manhattan, where luxury meets excellence.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business?
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more. So you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
It's two of the best in men's college basketball. NCAA tournament finalist Houston faces perennial power Arkansas in the 8th edition of the Never Forget Tribute Classic. Saturday, December 20th at Prudential Center. Tickets are on sale now. The Cougars and the Razorbacks bring big-time basketball to the Garden State with dynamic recruiting classes and legendary coaches. It's Houston versus Arkansas in the Never Forget Tribute Classic. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
NFL Sunday's coming. You've got your crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel is coming in with something extra. This isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place that perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop, and now we're making it even better. Because this week, FanDuel's bringing the bonus. That's right. Right now, all customers can get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account. Because that's what Sundays should feel like. Visit FanDuel.com/Geo to download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. That's FanDuel.com/GIO. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
New Jersey's got a lot of winter wow. Wows to knock your ski socks off. Wows to warm your soul. And wows to blow your mind. Find your wow at visitnj.org. New Jersey, little state, lot of wow.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Nada que ver. Bring in a bill from AT&T or T-Mobile to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. ¿Y ahora? ¿Qué vas a hacer with all those unwanted bills? Pues, how about a full-scale origami version of the Statue of Liberty? Fuera de broma. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to your local Verizon store in New York City today and we'll give you a better deal for you and tu familia. Rankings based on RootMetrics root score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Requires postpaid consumer mobile bill from T-Mobile or AT&T dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
Looking for the best value on new tires? Get to Town Fair Tire. We honor every valid manufacturer's and competitor rebates and give you the guaranteed lowest price. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Wake up with Boomer and Gio. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Sponsored by Chef IQ, precision cooking, effortless results. I'll say that again, effortless results, chefiq.com. Good evening at 5 o'clock. I'm Erica Herskowitz. Well, it looks like the Mets may have found their replacement for Pete Alonso. The Mets reportedly signing 32-year-old free agent infielder Jorge Polanco to a 2-year deal worth $40 million. Now, Polanco hasn't played first base, but he is expected to do so, and DH, as he looks to fill that void left by Alonso. Meanwhile, the Yankees reportedly came to terms with utility man righty bat Ahmed Rosario on a 1-year deal worth $2.5 million plus incentives. In the NBA tonight, a half hour from now, the Knicks will tip off against the Magic in the semis of the NBA Cup in Vegas. On the ice, the Islanders inducted hockey great Pat LaFontaine into the team's Hall of Fame today, and now they're hosting the Lightning. They're up 2-0 after 1. Tonight, the Rangers skate against the Canadiens at the Garden. The Devils ice the Ducks at the Rock today 4-1. Local college basketball, St. John's blew out Iona 91-64. On the Fan tonight, Rutgers will visit Seton Hall. Coverage begins at 7:45, and the 126th Army-Navy game is going on in Baltimore as they play for that Commander-in-Chief trophy. And Army sure looks good, leading Navy right now 27 in the third quarter. And the Heisman Trophy will be awarded tonight at Lincoln Center. This year's favorite, Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. With sports flashes at the top of the hour, I'm Erica Herskowitz.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
Sports Radio 101.9 FM. The Fan. WFAN.
Oh, that's right. It's your boy, Anthony Gallo, and I got you all the way to Rutgers pregame, 7:45 p.m. The number to call, as always, 888-808-1019, and we have a lot to get to. The Knicks Cup quest, Giants, Jets, end of the season draft, but we start with New York baseball, and specifically the team in Queens, as both teams sitting on their hands or giving stuff away. It has been a disastrous start to the New York baseball offseason, and I start with the team I root for, the New York Mets. Disastrous joke of a start to free agency that you could have. And it really put the cherry on top watching Alonso, even if he struggled with the buttons on his uniform, and Diaz get sworn in, whatever it is, the press conference with their respective teams. But Steve Cohen and David Stearns cannot hide anymore. I don't want a smiling press conference in front of your hotel room where you speak for 10 minutes and give us buzzwords like Stearns did. I don't want a leaked text message from John Heyman from Cohen. I want answers. I want a plan. And Jorge Polanco being the DH/first baseman, which he's never played before. I think he played one game last year at first base, is not enough. Devin Williams being swapped for Edwin Diaz is not enough, and it's a joke. As someone who has defended both Cohen and Stearns, I've had it. I've had it because we were lied to. I've had it because they have not been straightforward since the start of last year. More Stearns than Cohen. But starting with the owner, who I've defended time and time again, you beg fans to come out to the stadium. You beg us. And what did Met fans do? Showed up, unlike the ball club you put out on the field. And the two guys who actually did something, you let them leave. You let them leave without a fight. Edwin Diaz, you're telling me you couldn't give him 3 years, $80 million. You knew he wasn't going to let you respond to it. So why didn't you go above and beyond? And sure, we will get to them as individuals not wanting to be here. We could get to that later. We could get to what may be a toxic franchise in a bit. But this is a joke. Pete Alonso, I don't care if you weren't comfortable paying him in his year, age 37, his fifth year, his age 37 season. I didn't care. Because you know why? We're trying to win now. And signing Pete Alonso was not going to hinder us in the future. Signing Pete Alonso was not going to be a negative. And yes, you could tell me you lost with them, you could lose without them, but you're not supposed to be losing. You don't get to come to town and make the declarations you did, like Cohen did, and then decide, you know what, I'm going to punt the best position player that we've had in the last 10 years to Baltimore. I'm going to allow the best relief pitcher since Mariano Rivera and the best relief pitcher the Mets have ever had to walk without a fight. And all we get is a leaked text message and a ass-eating grin general manager speaking in front of his hotel room for 10 minutes without a plan. There's no plan. There's no communication. And all the trust that Cohen has built up is gone for me. What is the plan? What is the strategy? Jorge Polanco for $20 million. You couldn't give Pete $20 million more for a far superior player? Devin Williams, sure, you deferred a little bit of money. You're still paying him the same amount that you would pay Diaz. $3 million, whatever it is. $6 million, whatever the difference is. You had a record in attendance in Citi Field history last year, and you spit on our faces. And you know what? We're going to spit back. When opening day comes and no one's showing up because you didn't do anything, and I'm sorry, pivoting to Devin Williams, possibly, and I'm just throwing it out there to give them the benefit of the doubt, Kyle Tucker and Jorge Polanco is not good enough. You know, there's rumors swirling, nothing close. There's rumors swirling that they may be chasing Mason Miller from the Padres. There's rumors swirling that they're talking to the Padres. They're not talking to the Cardinals anymore about Wilson Contreras because they signed Jorge Polanco. And the plan is he's going to DH, he's going to play first and around the infield. You're going to sit there. We're going to go out there. I guarantee you, with the Polanco signing, we have seen that Jeff McNeil is going to be a major part of the everyday lineup. Disaster. The one guy, all Met fans, excluding Evan, I love Evan, all Met fans can agree should not be here right now is still here and probably going to play a prominent role on the team. The guy who, if you could point to toxicity the most with this team, Jeff McNeil, still here. You signed Juan Soto for what? Why would you do this? And I don't want to hear that the Mets didn't win anything with Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz. So why bring them back? Well, let me ask you something. If you weren't good enough with one of the most prolific power hitters in the game and the best closer in the game, how are you now getting better while replacing them? Because now you started from being, at a deficit of, let's just say you were at a deficit of 5, and now you're at a deficit of 10. So you have to work back up to get where you already were, which was a flawed team. And I was okay with the Brandon Nimmo trade because I figured they were trading Nimmo to save money on the back end of his deal so you could pay Alonso, so you could pay Diaz. And if you had to go an extra year, well, that's where you were swapping the money. Instead, you got rid of a productive hitter. And now you have to replace nearly 70 home runs, nearly 200 RBIs. And your decision for that was bring in a guy who just had a career year. He has not been anything special. He's a good ball player. If he's your 6th hitter, 5th hitter, he's a good ball player. He can't be the 3rd best hitter on your squad. And Marcus Semien, who you're banking on bouncing back when all he's been in his career is inconsistent. Sure, great glove. You could have paid somebody minimal money to go out there and get a glove of that level, if that was the plan. And how is run prevention? Run prevention. All we got to hear about is run prevention. You're going to play a guy at first base that's never played the position consistently? Oh, and then if it's not him, it's Jeff McNeil, who is not a natural first baseman. Or it's Mark Vientos, not a natural first baseman. What is Stern's plan? You haven't addressed the pitching staff. You downgraded in the bullpen. You've already started downgrading in the bullpen. So how are you going to improve a bullpen that was severely flawed outside of the back end of it? But instead, you get a guy who had half a good season as a closer. I'm not saying Devin Williams is not a good pitcher, because he is. The most of his career, he's been a good pitcher as a setup man. Last year, he excelled with the Yankees when he was removed from closing. So now you decided to replace the most lights-out guy in the game with Devin Williams. Why? Because his FIP is so great? How about we talk about the results on the field and we stop talking about these numbers that are crunched into a system that do not always translate to wins on the field? I like analytics. I think it should be a tool. It shouldn't be the whole tool shed. 888-808-1019. Somebody walk me off the ledge. And you know what? I want to sit here and come spring training and come opening day tell you how hilarious was that. We freaked out. How about that? But you know what? I don't think that's coming. I don't think this conversation is going to change this offseason. And just bringing in Kyle Tucker does not make you a better team. If your addition and subtraction, you're subtracting Nimmo, Alonso, Diaz, now Tyler Rogers, and Drew Smith or whoever it is else that they lost, and your addition is Kyle Tucker, Devin Williams, and Jorge Polanco, I'm sorry, it's not cutting it. And I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt that Kyle Tucker's even an option. And I don't want to hear about Cody Bellinger being this immense upgrade when he's essentially translated to Brandon Nimmo with a better glove. I don't want to hear about it. I want answers, and I want legit answers, because it's getting late quick for Stearns. This is unacceptable. You're acting like a second-rate franchise when you parade yourself around like you're not. And yes, Cohen has done immense things. He's upgraded the game day experience. He's upgraded our analytics. He's upgraded our development. He's done all these things. When is he going to upgrade the product on the field? It can't be win one year and have a fun year and then lose the next year and overachieve and then lose the next year. We've now overachieved to the most immense point in my Mets fandom and underachieved to the most immense, great, whatever word you want to use. This was the biggest 2-year span of overachieving and underachieving that I've had in my lifetime. This was the biggest disgrace this past year that this franchise has ever had. And again, I'm not even telling you Pete Alonso is Willie Mays. I'm not telling you he's Barry Bonds. But I can tell you you're a better team with him than without him. 888-808-1019. Jamie in Yonkers. What's going on, Jamie? You kick us off.
Listen, I'm going to have to push back on you. I'm a lifelong Mets fan. It is, in my opinion, it's not getting too late, too early. And listen, you're right.
But Jamie, you can't say that. You got to get
rid of players.
But Jamie, what are you doing to get better, though? How are you getting better?
I'll tell you what I'm doing to get better.
You tell me.
How about this? How about Scooble, King?
They're not getting Scooble, Jamie. They're not getting Scooble. How are you getting
Bellinger and Real Muto? How about that?
Jamie, you're living in a fantasy world, buddy. You're living in a fantasy world. Scooble, Real Muto, and Bellinger. So now you're upgrading a position with what? An aging catcher who's basically putting together the same stats that your platoon is now. You're bringing in Bellinger, who grades out to Brandon Nimmo, and you're not trading for Scooble. The Mets don't have the pieces to trade for Scooble unless they give up McLean. And if you give up McLean, you're not getting any better. So you have one good pitcher just like you do now. I'm not living in a fantasy land. I can't do it. You guys came into the offseason saying they should get Skeens and Scooble. Wake up. Please. I'm all for fantasizing trades. But they got to be better. They have to be better. And sure, it may be too early. The pieces are not out there unless Stearns bats 100 from here on out. 1,000, whatever you want to say. He can't miss the rest of the offseason. And if he misses once, disaster awaits. And he's in the unemployment line next year. 888-808-1019. Emilio in Queens. What's going on, Emilio?
My God. Guys, stop drinking that Kool-Aid. It's over. Grab all your hats. Put them in line. Most of you have more than 10 hats just like mine. Put an X on it, just like I did, right in front of that emblem, because it's over. This was set up from the beginning. Guys, please, man, wake up. You guys are smarter than that as Met fans. Man, I've been a Met fan since 1985, for Christ's sake. I'm 47 years old.
What a terrible time to become a fan, too, because you didn't even get to enjoy 86.
Not even that. Come on, man. You got to be smarter than that. Guys, please, Polanco. Come on. I'm Dominican, and I don't even like the guy, for Christ's sake. Just because he did a little bit good on the postseason? Stop.
Emilio, the other thing is, too, this notion that he's a great postseason player. He's not. He played 12 of his 24 career postseason games this year. And
guys,
he's a good piece. You know what Polanco, and I appreciate the call, Emilio. You know what Polanco would have been good for? If you already had Alonso and Nimmo in your lineup. Oh, then you bring in Polanco. You have a legitimate DH for the first time since the NL had the DH. It's outrageous. And again, if you're going to tell me I'm overreacting, you better have a solution. And it can't just be trade for Scooble and Cody Bellinger. Because one, Cody Bellinger is not upgrading us the way you think. We're 2 years removed from him being a net negative. He's not hitting with Aaron Judge protecting him. We have our best hitter, and Juan Soto is generational. But what Juan Soto does is he's not protection in the lineup. He needs protection because of what his skills point to, discipline and whatnot. So we're replacing inconsistent players with an inconsistent player. And Tyreek Skubal is not coming to the Mets. We need to move on. I said this from day one. Why would they blow up the farm system when they have a better chance of getting him next year in free agency? Why would they do it? Also, if the Mets can get him, why wouldn't other organizations do the same thing? Anthony in Staten Island, what's going on, my guy?
What's up, brother? So I'm on the turnpike, heading back home, and I love your passion. Love your passion, and I respect it all. But I'm going to push back a little bit. Yeah. I think it's a little dramatic. I think it's a little dramatic. I'll tell you why. We losing these position players Nimmo, losing Alonso. Yes, albeit Alonso especially major production. But we all know why we didn't have success last year. We had arguably one of the worst pitching staffs that I've probably watched in so many years. And we've had great lineups over the years, and it's gotten us nowhere. So, and I'm not saying I know what this GM is about to do, okay? You don't know, I don't know. But
Anthony, nothing you said is wrong right now either. But let me ask you, how are they fixing the team, though? That's the question. And is getting rid of 2 of your 4 best hitters going to make you better? It's not going to fix the pitching staff.
I don't think in the long run here, and again, I'm not the GM and either of you, but I don't think the lineup will be our issue moving into this season. I think it's going to be whether or not we have better pitching to get us through the season, better length, guys who could pitch 6-7 innings at a clip. If we don't do that, we could have the dream lineup in the history of the New York Mets. We're not going anywhere. And I've learned this. I'm 50 years old now. I am tired of having the sexy lineups and having guys 1 through 8, 1 through 7
Anthony,
strong.
are you a Met fan?
A diehard Met fan.
Outside of 06, when have we had a sexy lineup?
Oh, my gosh. You forgot the Delgado years?
That's 06.
Those lineups were... Okay, so those lineups were strong as can be, and where did that get us? Last year, our lineup was tough. Our lineup was solid last year. We had plenty of production out of that team.
It wasn't.
It was terrible.
It was absolutely not. The pitching only got worse because of injury. The lineup never got it together. Soto had a great end of the season. Outside of Alonso, nobody hit the whole year.
Oh, come on. That lineup was put together, and it had plenty of top guys in the front of the lineup that were producing for us. It could have got us to the playoffs. The pitching staff was horrible.
But, Anthony, where are they getting better right now? You can't tell me, if they bring in one starting pitcher, they're not bringing in a whole new staff. If they bring in one starting pitcher, are you a better team than you were last year? Right now.
If we get an ace...
It could be.
We get an ace.
Are we a better team than we were currently constructed? If they bring in an ace,
no. We're not better right now.
How are you getting an ace and then also getting better? Because let's just say
that's up to your GM. That's up to your GM. We have chips. Number one, there's a lot of talk about different pitchers out there that we possibly could be trading for. And as far as the lineup is concerned, it seems like the direction they're going this year is going to fill it in with middle-aged veterans who can produce, who we could rely on. But I would be very surprised if by the end of this offseason, this pitching staff hasn't upgraded themselves, because you can't tell me that if you really want to continue on here and try and make this a better team by blowing up the entire public relations side of it, as far as fan favorites, you better just get me a winning team then, because they obviously don't care about what the fans think in regards to, the love of the players. So
no, and you know what, Ant? I'm okay with that. It's what is the strategy? Because you're now, and I appreciate the call, Ant. I know we disagree. You're not wrong in what you're saying. But being realistic, and listen, if, this year ends up being a flop, Stearns isn't saving his job. Listen, I came into the offseason saying, short of them losing 85, 90 games this year or choking like they did, I wanted to keep Stearns. But do we think that they could do what they did this offseason and walk into another year of not making the playoffs or having a disappointing season, far worse than just missing the playoffs, that Stearns is going to keep his job? So what is the plan? You can't blow it up right now after you just signed Juan Soto to the biggest contract in the history of the game. It doesn't make sense. Why did you pay all those guys last year to not pay somebody this year and not get better? So let's say it's Skubal. Let's say they trade for Skubal. Where are you getting better then? If it's Joe Ryan and Byron Buxton that you're trading for, great. That's a start. And I know that's not even a realistic thing right now. That's not even something that's being reported. It's something that we've all thought of because Joe Ryan and Buxton's names are floated in the trade market. Okay, you bring those two guys in. Joe Ryan is not anchoring your staff to 20 wins and a sub-2.5 ERA. Buxton would be a good piece. You have to be better than what you were. And here's the other thing we're forgetting. The bullpen was a disaster also. And we've gotten immensely worse because the most lights-out guy we had is gone. The best trade acquisition we got was Tyler Rogers. He's gone. What is the plan? They need to answer this, and it cannot be buzzwords and smiling and sympathy that we are frustrated. You can't change that, but what you can do is at least sell us something. And I can tell you this much, there isn't as much out there as people make it out to seem. Even the starting pitchers available, Valdez, Suarez, Gallon, whatever it is, there's still guys out there, but they are not the ace you guys are searching for. So you're either going to cut off your depth to go get a guy like Scuba, which is not happening, or you're going to overpay someone when you just didn't want to overpay your two best players. 888-808-1019. I got you for another 2.5 hours. We got a lot more to get to. Mets, Yankees, Jets, Giants, the Knicks about to tip off in about 5 minutes. Their quest for the cup. We got a lot to get to. Anthony Gallo on the Fan. Be right back.
The Bucks are in Brooklyn meeting up with the Nets. 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
Claxton with a rebound, taking it coast to coast, and a slam with the left hand.
The home of Brooklyn Nets basketball is the Fan. 101.9 FM and always streaming on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Odyssey apps.
This year's Farmer's Almanac warns of a harsh, super snowy winter. So take control of the wet, snowy, and icy conditions with a new set of Bridgestone winter tires from Town Fair Tire at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, Town Fair gives you the most free services for life with your purchase of Bridgestone winter tires. For the guaranteed lowest price on Bridgestone winter tires, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Nada que ver. Bring in a bill from AT&T or T-Mobile to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. ¿Y ahora? ¿Qué vas a hacer with all those unwanted bills? Pues, how about a full-scale origami version of the Statue of Liberty? Fuera de broma. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to your local Verizon store in New York City today and we'll give you a better deal for you and tu familia. Rankings based on RIT Root Score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Requires postpaid consumer mobile bill from T-Mobile or AT&T dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
NFL Sunday's coming. You've got your crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate. And FanDuel is coming with something a little bit extra. This isn't just any NFL Sunday, folks. It's your chance to place the perfect parlay. Hit your go-to player prop, and now we're making it even better because this week FanDuel is bringing the bonus. That's right. Right now, all customers get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account because that's what Sundays should feel like. Visit FanDuel.com/Boomer to download the app and get in on all the action before kickoff. That's FanDuel.com/Boomer. We all love the app around here. It is safe, secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN.
21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
I love elves. Hard workers, cheery bunch, but they can sure wreck a bathroom. Luckily, someone's always ready on short notice to save Christmas. The fine folks at Roto-Rooter.
Coast is clear, Santa.
Thank you. You may want to stick around. Santa needs to get in there. And away goes trouble down the drain.
Roto-Rooter.
Now get out of my bathroom.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Once upon a time, Dunkin' made the perfect donut, and from its center came something even better. Dunkin' Munchkins, tiny bites of joy made from the dough they scooped right out of the middle. This holiday season, Dunkin' Munchkins remind us that even the smallest of things can mean the most, like laughing with friends or enjoying the last Munchkin in the box. So grab a box of 3, 5, 25, or 50. Share them, gift them, or just keep them all to yourself. We won't tell. It's Dunkin' Munchkins, proof that something so small can be the best bite of all. The holidays run on Dunkin'.
I'm New Jersey Attorney General Matt Platkin.
Every year, too many lives are lost in alcohol or drug-related crashes. These are preventable tragedies, and it's time to take a stand. Let's make New Jersey's roads safer for everyone. We are all counting on you.
Experience the magic of the season during the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration. Enjoy exclusive holiday offers at Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Mercedes-Benz of Union, and Ray Cattina of Freehold. 3 powerhouse locations, 1 legendary name, Ray Cattina. Discover the power of 3 at benzfam.com.
Guys, thanks for helping me carry my Christmas tree.
Zoe, this thing weighs a ton.
Drewski, live with your legs, man.
Santa! Did you get my letter?
He's talking to you, Bridges.
I'm not.
Of course he did, right, Santa?
You know, my elf Drewski here, he handles the nice list.
An elf? I'm 6'3". What everyone wants is iPhone 17. And at T-Mobile, you can get it on them. That center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. Right, Mrs. Claus?
I'm Mrs. Claus's much younger sister. And at T-Mobile, there's no trade-in needed when you switch, so you can keep your old phone.
Or give it as a gift.
And the best part, you can make the switch to T-Mobile from your phone in just 15 minutes.
Guys, my side of the tree is slipping.
Timber!
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Switch in just 15 minutes and get iPhone 17 on us with no trade-in needed.
With 24 monthly bill credits for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off earlier cancel. Finance agreement 256 gigs, $830. Eligible port in a new line. $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Check out in 15 minutes or less per line. Visit T-Mobile.com.
It's the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. So don't just hang your own lights. Venture out and look for the northern lights. Drink cocoa on the beach. Or be a drive-by karaoke caroler. Because every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So you can take holidays to places they've never been. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more. Kia, movement that inspires.
See Kia dealer for warranty details. Event ends 1/2/26.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
Beware the holiday buffering.
Who are you?
The ghost of internet past here to slow down right when your guests arrive.
Not this year. We got Verizon's 100% fiber optic home internet. Scored a limited time offer for $20 a month and locked in the price for 3 years.
Fios home internet, that's scary fast.
Now we can all stream, video chat, and game at the same time. So bye.
Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch to Fios home internet today. Fios 300 megabits per second plan at $20 a month with auto pay. Any Verizon mobile phone plan and bonus discount. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for my home customers. Terms apply.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Oh, we're back. Anthony Gallo, WFAN, 888-808-1019. The number to call as always, and we'll jump back into the calls in a sec. If you are too shy to call and kick it in, you'll hit us up on the YouTube chat or hit me up on my socials. You can just search Anthony Gallo on X or Pico de Gallo, and you will find me there. Knicks about to tip off in the NBA Cup. I want to continue this Mets conversation. As far as the Knicks go, though, you know, if you're going to win it, win it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not dying and living and dying with the cup, but if you're going to win it, win it. Like, you're there, win something, build some habits in games with stakes. As far as the Mets, they're not winning anything, and they are a disaster. And we could go through all of the justifications of why you'd want to break up the core, which I was for. Alonso, Nimmo, McNeil, Lindor, that's, you know, Soto I don't really even put in the core right now. He is a core player, but the guys who have been here since 2021, 2019, you know, Nimmo, Alonso, McNeil, since 2019 have had 3 major collapses. I guess you could say 4, because even 2021 felt like a collapse. But the whole plan was to not just blow it up. You're not rebuilding. If you're getting rid of these guys in a rebuild, sure. They're not rebuilding. And if they are rebuilding, they're not being honest with us. But they're not rebuilding. You don't sign Juan Soto knowing you don't want to bring back Pete Alonso and say you're rebuilding. Especially when he has an opt-out in 5 years or 4 years now, whatever it is. And then with Diaz, it's not even like you got into a major bidding war. You lost him for $6 million more than what you paid Devin Williams. And I'm going to get to close in a second. The one thing I will say is, if Rhys Hoskins would have been the answer at first base, I would have started to lose my mind because we would have been a mixture of the worst of the Yankees and the Milwaukee Brewers. Hoskins, Devin Williams. And then you go out there, he's going to try and trade for Rogers from the Brewers, not even Tyler Rogers, or Peralta. And then you get the Yankees' second helpings, which a lot of them have been good. Clay Holmes has been good. Severino was good for that 1 year. Luke Weaver, if the Mets go in the next year, and I'm not saying this is rumored, so it's not rumored, I don't want anybody to think this. You go in the next year and you're back into the bullpens, Luke Weaver and Devin Williams. What were you watching? I was excited when we signed Devin Williams because I really didn't think there was a chance we were losing Diaz. The early reports were the Dodgers weren't willing to go to the number he wanted to go to. They didn't want to give him the years he wanted to give to. They didn't have to give him the years of the number. He essentially got a 2-year extension from what his contract would have been if he opted in with the Mets. And the Mets couldn't give him that. And I want to be wrong. I've never wanted to be more wrong in my life. I want to come in to I want to be here in July, and the Mets are 25 games over 500, 15 games over 500, whatever it is, and sit here and be like, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. It's not going to be that way. They have a lot of work to get to. You either have to completely hit on everything you do this offseason or pray for things that you can't expect as a GM. You know, impacts like Jose Iglesias and Harrison Bader and Tyrone Taylor gave you in 2024. Have guys completely play above the back of their baseball card. And as far as the pitching staff goes as well, I said I didn't think the Mets were getting a top-line starter coming into the offseason. You have Senga, Peterson, Minaya, and Holmes all tied in the contracts. Holmes isn't moving to the bullpen. He was your best starting pitcher a year ago. And then you have 3, possibly 4, but you have 3 definites that are guys that are in the picture in McClain, Sproat, and Tong. Tong probably starts the year in AAA. But I think Sproat and McClain's definitely making the team, but I think Sproat and McClain both have a chance to be in the rotation, maybe top end. And Christian Scott's coming back from injury. Where are the Mets adding a starting pitcher? Specifically one that's going to cost them a lot. Now, if you want to, sell a Tong in a package with nothing else that's of gigantic significance for, again, not something rumored, but a fantasy, a Joe Ryan, Byron Buxton type, sure. Again, not realistic, but that's just the type of package I'm talking about. You trade him, Tong for a Mason Miller and you're getting, somebody else from the Padres that's worth. Yeah, you could do that. But you can't just get rid of the depth that you spent years building up. You're not getting better that way. 888-808-1019. Steve in Houston, what is up, Steve?
Hey, listen, Mr. Gallo, Anthony, man, I'm going to jump off the cliff with you, my poor buddy, because
you're supposed to catch me.
Since July, I told you Devin Williams would be in the bullpen.
You told it. There are a few people have called in, Steve. You were one of them that jokingly or not jokingly said at the deadline last year that Devin Williams was gearing up to be a Met the next year.
Like Final Destination style, but I always thought because he'd be setting up Diaz. And that's why I could sleep at night. My biggest nightmare was that Pete would go to the Yankees, but I knew he was gone too. And so it's always great to talk to you and Mr. Hoffman about 12 hours ago, we should be emotional right now. There's nothing wrong with being emotional because I'm like you. What is the plan? What is the plan, Mr. Stearns, Mr. Cohen? Because Cohen right now, he seems like Jigsaw. Got this big master plan, just sitting back there like as fans, what is going on? Because let's also be pessimistic. Do you think we'll have baseball in 2027? Is it possible there might be, the lockout?
I think that it's 50-50. I'm not going to say I think it's a definite we have a lockout.
Okay.
I think that we're not playing 162 games in 2027, I think that is fair.
Do you think we're a playoff team next year?
Now? No.
No. Okay, so now let's look at 2028, which when Cohen came in, he said, but 5 years. 5 years, Roach. So now
we're in year 6?
Oh, I think it's another 5-year plan.
Oh, no, we're in is this year 5?
Well,
21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
What,
yeah, this is year 6 of Cohen.
It's once again, we are sitting now through the midst of a rebuild because, it would a year ago if you would have told me, oh yeah, Lindor is gone, I would have been like, what are you smoking? Because I want some of that. But now, next week, Lindor is in this trade. Is that really, really, really that far the realm?
Well,
and that's insane.
I'll tell you this much.
Insane, my man.
Steve, I appreciate the call, my man. I didn't mean to cut you off. Steve, one of 12 people that listens to the podcast being off too, Gore Buddies, about horror movies and such. But Steve is not wrong. Steve is somebody that I battled with over the summer saying there's no shot Devin Williams is going to be here and Edwin Diaz wouldn't. I also would have told you that if you told me Nimmo and Alonso weren't here and McNeil was, I'd tell you you're out of your minds. Joke's on me. It's a fair point. Now, I believe that conspiracy more than I believe the conspiracy that Cohen just wanted the casino and he's going to flip the team. I think Cohen wanted a toy. This is his toy. The casino, that's a business move. Now, he could have just still gotten into that business whether he had the team or not. But I do think there's a chance the Mets are not trying to invest a significant amount right now when you have a Lindor and a Soto tied up in the big contracts. Even if you look at what they've done, they didn't sign Pete, they didn't sign Diaz, they let Nimmo go who had 5 years left for Simeon who had 3. You signed Polanco to a 2-year deal. All of this kind of gears up to that 2028 season. Now, I don't think we're losing a whole season of baseball. I'm afraid that it's still a possibility, which it is. We have a 50-50 shot, I think, of that happening. I do think we're going to miss some games, though. I think the owners, specifically the cheapest ones, and Hal Steinbrenner as well, it appears, are in favor of a salary cap. The sport is held hostage by the Pirates owner, Bob Nutting, the A's owner, John Fisher, Castellini, the Reds owner, guys like that. And I don't want to hear about how do you compete with the Dodgers. They defer money. Good business. There's a ton of really rich guys. Bob Nutting has about the same net worth as Hal Steinbrenner does. You can't cry poor when you own a franchise. I'm sorry, you can't. The only guy losing a ton of money, hand over fist, is Steve Cohen. The only guy in baseball that's losing a ton, that's really losing any money, but he's losing a lot, is Steve Cohen. And that's not because of the payroll. That's because of the investments he's made in infrastructure, in development, in analytics, game day experience, stuff like that. That's where he's losing his money because those are major investments. But that is going to dip. That number that he's spending is going to dip even before he touches the payroll. And I'm not saying he's cheap, but just because you spend money does not mean you're doing it the right way. 888-808-1019. Robbie and Lennox. What's up, Robbie?
Hey, what's going on, Anthony? I always look forward to your show on the weekend. They should put you on in the afternoon. Okay?
Robbie, I miss talking to you. Occasionally I get to talk to you in the YouTube chat during the week, but how are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm actually on national radio with my buddy Ralph from Manhattan, Ralph Romeo, on his program tomorrow. I'm plugging myself because Disney just signed a bunch of people for $60 million for voiceover. It was amazing. They do 150 voices, can't get a job.
Wow.
These suckers are... These actors are signing for $60 million a piece. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, you should slide that information in my DMs.
I'm being held hostage back. I can't take it anymore. Anyway, so...
But what was your point on the Mets and the Yankees?
All right, so here we go. All right, so here's the point. I cannot believe that these two teams, I'm a Yankee fan, okay, but I grew up watching the Mets. My first World Series was the 1973 series, all right? You got to believe, all right? Go back to Tugboat Raw. That's how far back. And I go back to 1970 with the Yankees. Actually, 68 if you count the uniform that Joe Pepitone gave me as a kid. But listen, the Mets, seriously, he did. He was my friend was married to
I believe you.
Joe Pepitone. Yeah. Anyway, so here's what, not a nice guy anyway, but by the way, so here's the deal, right? I cannot believe, I mean, I'm not even a Mets fan, and I was upset about Pete leaving. He was the only player I liked there. I cannot believe, do you think Steve Cohen's being cheap? Of course he's being cheap. How are you worth $23 billion and you can't come up with money to sign Pete? Look at the production that Pete's had over the years. I mean, it's such disrespect for the guy. The guy's one of the best sluggers in the game. So now you don't have a first baseman. You don't have a second baseman. What you do, he's 35 years old and downhill. Your shortstop, you don't know what's going on with Lindor after time. He's on his downside. You don't have a third baseman, really. You don't have a left fielder, a center fielder, and your right fielder just signed for, what, $750 million. I mean, I have never seen an owner. It's incredible. It's like I've never seen. He's Dolan spends money. You know what I'm saying? And as far as the Yankees, finish your thought.
And Dolan does it. And Robbie, and I'll tell you this much: as much as we crush Dolan, you know what Dolan doesn't do that every other owner. I guess the Yankees doesn't count because they never miss the playoffs. Dolan doesn't raise ticket prices if they don't make the playoffs. He's never done it, and he gets a lot of flack. The one thing Woody Johnson does this. The Mets have done it my entire life. They raise ticket prices when they stink. Dolan never done that.
No, that's true. That's very true. I mean, I started going to the Garden as a kid. You know, as an 8-year-old kid going to Knicks games. When basketball was actually fun to watch. I actually watched St. John's today. I thought St. John's looked pretty good. But,
they got to get the defense is a little shaky.
College ball. I'd rather watch college ball because the bleak defense. Anyway, on to the Yankees. And then one quick thing about the Rangers. Thanks, Anthony, for the time. As far as the Yankees go, I am so disgusted with this ownership. You know, for a guy to cry poverty when his father, rolling over his grave, spent $165,000 and borrowed $9 million to buy the Yankees, okay, in 1972. The Yankees were worth $8 billion. So when this guy cries poverty, he can stick it, okay? As far as Cashman is concerned, go and get Fernando Tatis Jr., okay? I've been saying this for weeks on the fan. Go get a leadoff hitter. How can this team win one championship in 25 years with the highest payroll of baseball when this knucklehead doesn't understand how to construct the baseball team? How about going and get two table setters in front of Aaron Judge? Does this guy have a brain in his head? Can you figure it out, Anthony?
And Robbie, I appreciate the call, Robbie. It's fair. I mean, Soto was kind of the table setter for Judge because he was on base a lot. I think that is where you're going to see whoever hits behind a Juan Soto benefit from, especially when he gets walked 300 times this year. But I think Hal is just not – I actually think Hal is not cheap. I think Hal is not obsessed with winning like his father was. I think that Hal is also not the businessman his father was. I think he's a good owner, but I don't think he is the competitive, juggernaut that George was. Now, Cohen, I think, is competitive, but I also think he's operating a baseball team like a business. And sure, that works a lot of the times, but you can't just sit here, and whether he's hiding behind Stearns or this is something he's truly in favor of, you can't just sit here and operate, when you're in business, you could be cutthroat and you could get rid of all these guys, blah, blah, blah. There is, checks and balances within the production that you need to replace when it comes to baseball. This is not football where you're fitting into a system and you can hide deficiencies by, exploiting your biggest strengths. In baseball, your deficiencies are glaring start to finish. Look at the Mets last year. They were very top heavy in the lineup and their deficiencies held them back offensively. They were very, back of the rotation was better than the top of the rotation. You can't hide these things. And I like I said, I like analytics as a tool, not the whole tool shed. But you also can't get bogged down in just the analytics. The production needs to be replaced. How do you replace Alonso's production? And you can't do that with one player. The guy is not out there. Now you have to replace him and Nimmo's production, where you've only done about 10% of that with Simeon and I guess another 10% with Polanco. And also, for everyone clamoring to get Cody Bellinger, Bellinger had 29 homers last year and hit .272. Nimmo had 25 homers last year and hit .262. Nimmo had 6 less RBIs and 8 less runs scored. The same amount of stolen bases. That is where you're not immensely upgrading. Yes, his glove is good. I think Noodle Arm Nimmo, that was a Freudian slip. I wasn't going to call him that on air, but that's where Nimmo struggled defensively. But is Bellinger's defense that great that you are going to be felt like you're upgraded? Oh, and wait, you don't have Alonso still. And you can't sell me on run protection, prevention, when you bring in a guy to play first base, which I'm assuming, because now reports are they're not going after first baseman in the trade market, Wilson Contreras, guys like that, or in free agency, and you're bringing in a guy to play first base that's never played first base before. And in a vacuum where I'm just looking at Jorge Polanco, I like the move. $20 million. I know it's crazy to sound like that. It's so much of a struggle. It's role player money now in MLB. For a guy like that, your fifth, sixth hitter. But now he's got to be your fourth hitter. Now he's got to be your next best hitter after Lindor and Soto. You can't count on Semien. And here's the craziest thing is, Simeon's inconsistent, and Polanco doesn't have the track record to prove to you that he is the player that so many people are trying to make him out to be. And I hear people saying, oh, well, my college roommate is a Seattle native, and he's a big Mariners fan, and he was sad to see him go. The guy's been there 2 years. The year prior, he had 16 homers and 45 RBIs, had a 651 OPS. His career averages, he's a 771 OPS guy. Yes, he's averaging 23 bombs. That's not really a huge feat in today's major leagues. Mark Vientos, on a terrible year last year, hit 17 homers. Again, if he was the piece, let's say we had brought back Alonso, we still made the Nimmo trade, but we had brought back Alonso and brought back Diaz. Sure, that feels like a good move because you finally have a competent DH. But you've now taken 2 steps back to make a half step forward. It just makes no sense. Ryan in Tarrytown, you're on the fan. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, man.
I appreciate you calling.
Fan, and this is perplexing and strange, to say the least.
Yeah.
I mean, we scored average 7 runs a game last year, and to now that our starting batting lineup and jumping ship makes no sense. So I'm looking for an outlier of an explanation. I think it has to do with the locker room. I think it has to do with $1 billion right fielder and Soto.
Well, let me ask you this. So you think that the locker room has issues, and it started with Soto, or you think that they just had issues and Soto has exacerbated that?
Well, I mean, Lindor, McNeil, that's an issue, but I think Soto, as a $1 billion contract, is someone of the boss. I think he's, for whatever culture, whatever he's doing, I think he's directing the show right now.
Well, that's fair. I appreciate the call, Ryan. I'll tell you this much. I actually don't think what's happening between McNeil and Lindor is an issue in the locker room. How many times have we seen guys beef like that? What I think that is a guy who doesn't like to be held accountable, and Jeff McNeil, and I feel like his career has proven that. And Lindor being the leader that calling it verbal abuse was a ridiculous way to categorize a guy holding someone accountable in the locker room. I heard Yankee fans crush Aaron Judge for not holding guys accountable when they don't play well. And then on the flip side, Mets fans are like, well, seems Lindor's not the best teammate. The Soto stuff, it could be possible. I think the Mets locker room issues, I don't think the locker room is toxic. What I think the locker room is lacking is more guys like Lindor. Tommy Pham, when he was here, I know a lot of you guys get sick of it because I always reference this, but when Tommy Pham was here in 2023 and they traded him, that article came out about how the Mets locker room and work ethic was poor. And Lindor, Nimmo, Alonso kind of put their name on it. They agreed and they appreciated his honesty, and they said he taught them how to work. McNeil, the only person in the article that disagreed. Maybe, you brought back a Jesse Winker, I think, to, help a guy like Alonso in that locker room. I don't know if the locker room is toxic. There could be issues. I don't think Juan Soto was exacerbating that. I think if a guy is introverted, that's not hurting your locker room. I think him starting the year as a terrible overall player for 2.5 months, that hurts your locker room. That hurts your record. And listen, if that's the issue, that there was issues in the locker room, well, you waited too long to tell us. And now if you tell me that, I'm going to feel like you're saving face. Stearns kind of started saying that, where at the beginning of the year he said you can't just run it back with the same guys. Sure. But that's obvious. You can't just run it back with the same guys. Sure. That's obvious. And that's not telling us the locker room is toxic. That means you have to change stuff up. But you also can't just change stuff up for the sake of it. There better be a plan. And we better start to see it soon. 888-808-1019. I got you for about an hour 45 more as I take you all the way to 7:45 in the Rutgers pregame as they face off against Seton Hall tonight. A lot more to get to. Anthony Gallo on the Fan.
Dart takes the snap. Big Blue is back after a bye, taking on the Commanders at MetLife. 1 o'clock tomorrow.
Into the end zone for a touchdown.
The home of the New York Giants is the Fan. 101.9 FM and always live on the free Odyssey app.
The absolute best food and catering for your holiday gathering. Call Kitchen Cabaret. Serving Long Island for 50 years. Kitchen Cabaret is Long Island's #1 premier caterer and favorite place to eat and shop. From Montauk to parts of New Jersey and Westchester, it's Kitchen Cabaret for the most delicious food and best-in-class catering, bar none. Located just off the LIE at exit 39. Call them at 516-484-3320 to place your order now. Or log on to kitchencabaret.com. That's Kitchen Cabaret with a K.com.
It's now time for CEO Spotlight. Advice from the nation's top corporate leaders. Here's Roger Milliner, Chief Growth Officer at Metro Plus Health.
I'm very proud of my team. All of our members are very dedicated. They all live in the communities that they work in. They all speak the languages. And so we're really, truly committed. My leadership style is one, I like to be hands-on. Although I'm a chief and I should live in the stratosphere of strategy, which I do, I like to get tactical sometimes. I go out to the field quite often to make sure that I understand the needs of my staff. What is it that they need, the resources to help them do their job better? I like to be able to talk to consumers and understand what their needs are so I can go back and advocate for them when I'm in the C-suite with the chiefs. So I consider myself to be really hands-on, a mix between tactical and strategic leadership, but really looking out for what people need.
You can hear the full interview by visiting the Wins AM on-demand podcast feed or go to odyssey.com/1010wins and be inspired.
Toyotathon is on at Route 22 Toyota in Hillside, New Jersey, and they're celebrating the holidays with the biggest event of the year. Get incredible deals on all your favorite Toyota models. Qualified buyers can save with leases starting at just $99 a month or low 0.99% financing for 72 months. It's never been easier to get out of your current car and into a brand new Toyota for the same or even less than you're paying now. Visit Route22Toyota.com for all the details and more great offers. Toyotathon is on now at Route 22 Toyota.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
At Audi Manhattan, experience best-in-class service in the heart of New York. Visit their Audi flagship store today, conveniently located on 55th and 11th. Audi Manhattan, where luxury meets excellence.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Nada que ver. Bring in a bill from AT&T or T-Mobile to a Verizon store today and we'll give you a better deal. ¿Y ahora? ¿Qué vas a hacer with all those unwanted bills? Pues, how about a full-scale origami version of the Statue of Liberty? Fuera de broma. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to your local Verizon store in New York City today and we'll give you a better deal for you and tu familia. Rankings based on RootMetrics root score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Requires postpaid consumer mobile bill from T-Mobile or AT&T dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
NFL Sunday's coming. You've got the crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel's coming in with something extra. This isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place that perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop. And now we're making it even better because this week FanDuel's bringing the bonus. That's right. Right now, all customers can get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account because that's what Sundays should feel like. Visit FanDuel.com/Evan. Download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. That's FanDuel.com/Evan. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly.
FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York, opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Now's the time to score quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. Every plan includes free preventive care prescriptions, emergency services, and more. And 8 in 10 people get financial help. Visit getcovered.nj.gov.
Dunkin's $6 meal deal is here for the holidays. Enjoy a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, 6-piece hash browns, and a medium hot or iced coffee, all for $6. It's got everything you need to keep your holiday season running. Get it now in Dunkin' stores or order ahead directly on the Dunkin' app. After all, the holidays run on Dunkin'. No substitutions. Participation times may vary. Offer price varies in California and Hawaii. Limited time offer cannot be combined with other offers. Exclusions and terms apply.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Sponsored by Chef IQ, Precision Cooking, Effortless Results, ChefIQ.com. Good evening. At 6 o'clock, I'm Erica Herskowitz, and this report's also brought to you by Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Water Cleanup. Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. First to the hardwood. Winners of 15 of 19. The Knicks are taking on the Magic in the semifinals of the NBA Cup in Las Vegas right now, and they're playing with about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter, and the Magic lead the Knicks 27-24. Hot stove baseball this morning. The Mets reportedly signed 32-year-old free agent infielder Jorge Polanco to a 2-year deal worth $40 million. Polanco expected to play first base, filling the void left behind by Pete Alonso. The Yankees reportedly came to terms with utility man righty bat Ahmed Rosario on a 1-year deal worth $2.5 million plus incentives. On the ice, the Islanders inducted hockey great Pat LaFontaine into the team's Hall of Fame, and now they're playing the Lightning. They're up 2-1 in the third. Tonight, the Rangers skate at home against the Canadiens. The Devils ice the Ducks 4-1. College basketball, St. John's blew out Iona 91-64. Rutgers visit Seton Hall later tonight. Coverage on the Fan begins at 7:45. The 126th Army-Navy game is going on right now in Baltimore. They're playing in the fourth quarter, and Navy just came back to take the lead up 17-16 with 4 minutes to go in the game. The Heisman Trophy will be awarded tonight at Lincoln Center, and this year's favorite, Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. With sports flashes at the top of the hour, I'm Erica Herskowitz.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
I'm tired of fake fortunes being sold. I'm tired of my times running over on the roads.
Oh, we're back on the Fan. Anthony Gallo, 888-808-1019. Knicks currently down 6 points in the Emirates NBA Cup semifinal. Now 4 points after a Mitchell Robinson slam. We're sticking with the baseball, Mets, Yankees, them. Just disaster. Joke of of two franchises, but joke of an offseason from them. But we will get into the Knicks, how much people actually care about the NBA Cup, the pulse of the team so far, and the exciting news. I think it's two exciting players that thought that, and shout out to our guy, Chris Persianian, WFN employee, part-timer, also awesome NBA insider, with the report that the Knicks are in on Jose Alvarado and Dante DiVincenzo. Dante, obviously, I don't have to explain to it why it's exciting, but also Jose Alvarado, who is a really good point guard, ball handler, and a local kid. And he's got that New York grit. So 2 guys that excite me, 2 guys I love, and, maybe we get the whole band back together with Dante. But something to watch, and I'll keep you updated on the Knicks score as we go along. But let's get back into these phone calls. 888-808-1019. Kevin in Bridgeport. What's up, Kevin? Hola, Kevin. Kevin, not there. Tommy in Staten Island. What is up, Tommy?
Hey, what's up, Anthony?
How you doing, man?
All right, just trying to put my head around this. This is, confusing me. I'm nervous breakdowns every night with this guy, David Stearns. He's a clown, and he's a con artist, this guy. He doesn't know what he's doing. First of all, he's selling us on run prevention. And today, you go sign Polanco to play first base.
Who's never played first base before?
He's never played first base before, and you're talking to us about run prevention and better defense. Are you kidding me? Now you have 8 infielders. What are you going to do with all the young kids now? You're telling us you're going to sign 32, 34-year-old utility men to play these positions to fill in the holes? Right. Come on, man. This guy has no idea. He's talking about trades, and he's on this, we're on the next. We're not trading for these guys. Buxton, he's 32. You're telling me.
Tommy, I also don't want to get people thinking that that's a report. That was just me trying to quantify where I could justify trading a young prospect for. You know what I mean? So I don't want people to think that Buxton is in the works right now. Joe Ryan has been reported with the Mets and a trade rumors and guys like Mason Miller. But the Buxton thing was just me trying to quantify the value.
Listen, Buxton, he's 32, 33. He's always injured. You're gonna let's say we do trade for him. You're going to rely on him to be healthy. Half the time he's hurt.
Well, Tommy,
with Polanco.
And I appreciate the call, Tommy. You make a great point. The thought was, okay, you're getting rid of Nimmo. You're bringing in Marcus Semien to play second base and be a Gold Glover. Now you got a Gold Glove tandem up the middle. The thought was you're bringing Alonso back, and let's not even get into the pitching, but you're bringing Alonso back, and now you're going to put a Carson Bench in left field, and then you can have a guy in center field, whether it's a Tyrone Taylor or another, kind of fourth outfielder type, but you can live with it because his defense is stout, or he does certain things above the average. But you're now not signing Alonso. You're bringing in a Jorge Polanco to play first base, and now you're going to not only block these young kids, but you're not blocking them with elite talent. You're blocking them with average players. I'm not sitting here telling you Jorge Polanco is a bad player, but he is not somebody that is an immense upgrade yet. Now, if the bigger picture, and I hope I'm wrong, the bigger picture is more than just, the few pieces I think they're going to bring in, and they bring in 2 or 3 big signings, and they bring in the ancillary signings to make this team better, sure. Polanco's played 1 game at first base, by the way. 29 at third, 430 at second, 501 at short. So he's a utility guy, too, at that aspect. And for the notion that he's this amazing postseason player, he's at 209 in the postseason with a 692 OPS. And this past year, he hit 182 and 231 in his respective series. He played 12 of his 24 postseason games this year. And I've heard people compare him to a winning player. Where did he do the winning? Where was the winning when it took place? Please inform me. And it's as far as his career averages, he hit 26 homers this year. He hit 22 homers in 2019 and 35 homers in 2021. He's had more than 79 RBIs once. And his big career year was 2021. He's 31. So you're willing to risk the money on this guy. I know it's only 2 years, but you're willing to risk the money on this guy, who's going to be 32 this year, who's also only played more than 138 games, or let's just say 130, 4 times in his 12-year career. So I'm just trying to figure out how this makes sense. 888-808-1019. Teddy in Yonkers. What's up, Teddy?
Hi, Anthony. Anthony, you're articulate. I love you. You have passion, and you're knowledgeable, and you are the face of the fan, not that previous host that came before you. And I want him to hear it.
Take that, Tommy.
You hear me, Lou Gallo?
All right, real quick. I do love Tommy, though, so let's not.
Okay, all right, but I have to say it. I predict in 1 or 2 years, he's going to be gone. I have 100 people who call me up and say, they got to get rid of this.
All right, Teddy. Loogie. Teddy, come on, dude. I was having fun. I didn't think you were that serious. Tommy's my guy. The Luganator. Tommy's great, all right? I am the generational talent, though. Don't let Tommy lie to you. Sheesh, not a fan of Tommy.
Paul Rosenberg, the legend.
And Paulie Rosenberg. Shout out to Connor Green, who just took off, and now I get the glue of the station. Self-proclaimed glue, Paul Rosenberg.
The glue.
I did call him the Josh Hart of the radio station, but Tommy Lugauer, our new night host, evenings, sometimes overnights, but he'll be here. Tommy Lugauer. Loogie. And Loogie's great, but I'm better. And I appreciate that, Teddy. I didn't realize Teddy was going to start firing off shots. I was like, yeesh. I'm trying to rebound from that, but, just like the Mets, we can't all agree with certain decisions, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a plan. With the Mets, it feels like there's not a plan. My guy, Tommy in Astoria, it's been a long time. What's up, dude?
Man, how does that guy really feel? Oh
I did not think that was going the way it was.
I'm reading between the lines. I don't think he likes Tommy.
You know what? I think you're going out on a hunch there, though.
Listen, I'll tell you one thing. With all the people swearing they're never going to make him again, we're going to have short lines for the sausage and peppers and a boozy bucket. So,
wow, I'll tell you this much. When I go to my, when I wait till the first inning tips, first pitch happens and I buy a ticket for 30 cents because no one's going to the games, I'll be there. It might be the shortest line to get Shake Shack.
Oh, my God. Listen, okay, let's take a deep breath here because I've been a big Stearns guy and I always like to look at the big picture. And, it's funny because you answered the question about a half hour. I was wondering why Stearns, why Cohen was losing all this money, and you answered it because he sunk so much money into the infrastructure, the scouting, the analytics, the minor leagues.
Right.
When Stearns came in, okay, the smart thing to do, I know they couldn't have done it because he would have been killed like he's going to kill now, would have been to do this then, to rebuild or retool then. You can remember, this guy inherited a team that won 75 games, the whole Verlander Scherzer debacle. This organization's never been run well and put together correctly. We've never had a sound minor league system, an infrastructure that drafted and produced players.
Correct.
Right?
You're right.
Okay. So I bet you $1 donuts, he would have loved to have done this after the second year, but he couldn't. All right? Now, look, I'm not backing him on every move, but I get it. This has to be done. Okay.
Now, Tommy, real quick, and I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah.
I am, before this week, I was a Stearns guy. I was very much a Stearns guy. And I'm not saying he can't rebuild that trust, but don't you think that they could have gone about this a lot differently? Because they clearly were not upfront with the fan base what their intentions were to begin with. And
well, he said at the beginning of the meetings that he's confident that this team is going to make transactions to make them better. It's not really. He's a politician like a lot of these guys.
Of course, they all are.
But here's the thing about Stearns. This guy's a 40-year-old guy. If this all blows up in his face down the road, this guy's reputation is cooked. So I don't think Cohen. The whole casino thing is a bunch of malarkey. I think Cohen wants to win. That's just people being.
No. I think the casino thing is unfounded because it doesn't also benefit him to sell the team in the same area, the same property where he's going to have the casino. The whole point is to build up that area. They're building the soccer stadium. We're a year and a half away from that. Like, he's not building it, but it's going to be built there. They're building up that park, and he wants the casino to be the three things that are going to be there to drive people there: the soccer stadium, the baseball stadium, and the casino.
I get that. Look, and you got to remember one thing. And again, this isn't me backing Stearns. It's still he had a great first year. Last year was a disaster. This offseason is not, it's a puzzle. But here's the thing. Talking about the infrastructure of the organization, how it was never. When he took over, I'm not giving it all on him. They were like 20th in minor league system.
No, 100%. You're right.
Now they're 1 or 2. Now he didn't. If you look at the Met top 30 prospects, 6 of the top 14 guys are guys he brought in, and 15 of the top 30 guys. We're going to sink and swim with these guys like Benj and Williams and A.J. Ewing and these young arms. That's just the truth of the matter.
And listen, it is what he did in Milwaukee, and I appreciate the call, Tommy, the great Tommy. And it's not a Tommy call if me and him don't squeeze in food, and he did it right off the bat. So I appreciate that. I disagree with some of what he said, but he is right. Listen, the franchise's overall health when it comes to where they are in the building of this team, prospect-wise and development, has been better since Stearns has gotten here, but also we're in New York. This isn't Milwaukee. You cannot go years without winning and sell off the faces of the franchise and expect to just keep your job. It's just, and you can't do it a year after you made multiple major investments. You signed Soto. You signed Minaya. I know it was only for 3 years, 4 years, whatever it was, but it's still a bigger price thing. You signed Alonso to what could have potentially been a risky move. If he stunk this year and didn't opt out, that's a lot of money that was tied to him. So you can't make these moves and then sell us on you're trying to rebuild the entire roster. You have to win. And to Tommy's point, sure, he may have a plan. They haven't really articulated what that plan is. Just buzzwords. But if they whiff on any part of that plan, it crumbles. If you don't go out and get a major bat or 3 or 4 really stout bats, you're now relying on a lot of young guys, 3 of which have been very inconsistent in Vientos, Mauricio, and Beatty. And then you're relying on your young arms to continue being the exciting arms we thought they were. And then guys who, again, Senga, inconsistent, can't stay on the field, head case. Minaya, coming off of a major injury. David Peterson, which you never know what you're going to get. Even though I'm a Peterson guy, you never know what you're going to get. And Clay Holmes is probably the one guy that's not Nolan McClain that I'm actually comfortable with, because even at his worst, he's still a good pitcher. He's not elite. He wasn't paid to be elite. But when you also look at the Mets farm system, most of these guys are supposed to be here now. But then again, that doesn't make sense why you would let Alonso walk. Because if anything, all right, you have Alonso, Lindor, Soto. Nimmo trade still happens, whatever. But you have Alonso, Lindor, Soto, and then you piece them around with the younger guys. You bring in the veterans around. I'm surprised they haven't done something that really, I'm surprised Wilmer Flores or Jose Iglesias haven't been signed to just be like, hey, Met fans, look, you guys all love these guys. I love Wilmer Flores. I love Jose Iglesias. I'm not buying it. They have a lot of work to do. The bullpen is a disaster. Oh, my God. Bullpen's a disaster. Rotation has too many question marks. The lineup has too many holes. When are they going to start making moves? Kenley Jansen, off the board. Dustin May, off the board. Guys are moving. I heard someone mention JT Realmuto. You want a 35-year-old catcher who has declined the last 2 years? They signed... You don't have Josh Naylor because Alonso signed him. My thought was they would pivot to Josh Naylor. If they lost Alonso, you don't have him. You're going to get Ryan O'Hearn. And now you bring in Polanco, so it feels like you're not even getting a first baseman. Outfield-wise, do the names... you want Miguel Andujar? Nope, not going to get him because he can't play defense. You want Alex Verdugo? You want to go and try the Tommy Pham route again? Center field? Yes, sure. Cody Bellinger, enticing. Also, it's reported they want 7 years. The Mets didn't want to go 5 years on Alonso. Why would they go 5 years on Bellinger, let alone 7? And then when you look at center field, you have Bader, J.J. Bleday, Manuel Margot. In right field, Kyle Tucker, sure. That would be an exciting move. Again, would be an exciting move. Do we actually think they're in on him? And then after that, Talkman, Kepler, Starling Marte will probably be back because that's Juan Soto's BFF. And if they wanted to play Polanco mostly at first base, you're going to go out Marcell Ozuna. You want that baggage? You want that creep on your team, and then it's Andrew McCutchen and Eloy Jimenez. My guy Al was on with Evan and Tiki yesterday, mentioned Luis Roberts. Sure, that's great. But again, I'm not going to get excited about that. Even it's a guy that I love. I do love Lou Bob. Yes, Rosie, I call him Lou Bob. I thought that was his nickname until people were like, why are you calling him Lou Bob? But Lou
Bob?
Yeah, Luis Roberts Jr., Lou Bob.
I think it's just Luis Robert. I don't think Roberts.
All right.
It's not like Julia Roberts.
I 6 days this week I get you now. Or 5 days. Sorry, there's only 5 days you're here. But I have you for 5 days this week, and it's unfortunate.
I love being a Met.
No, he doesn't. Also, real quick, Rosie, I don't know if you saw this. He went, when he put the Orioles jersey on, Pete Alonso, he went top button, bottom button, no other buttons.
No, that's Pete Alonso. That's what he does things oddly, and he's a habitual liar. So that is peak Pete Alonso right there. So it won't take long for him to gaslight the Orioles fans like he gaslighted Met fans the last 8 years. So that will be fine.
I will say this, and I hate to say it. It cut deep when Edwin Diaz said, I love the Mets. I went to the Dodgers because they're a winning organization.
At least he was honest about it.
I know.
He wanted to win.
I'm not saying he's dishonest. I'm just saying he's been honest. Let's be fair. He's been the more honest
Edwin
guy.
Diaz has been honest. Pete Alonso telling Mets fans for the last 8 years that he wants to be a Met for life, turned down 7 for 160, and now everyone feels bad for Pete Alonso, and they're getting on the Mets. It goes both ways. Pete Alonso did not ever want to be here for life. He never wanted to stay here. That is so crystal clear.
I do agree with that. And same thing, I don't think Diaz wanted to come back either. I could still dislike their decision and blame the Mets for it. I feel like it's fair for me to do both. I could be annoyed with the Mets, how the offseason's gone, but also understand Pete was not tied. Jacob deGrom, they were not tied to this market the way we think they are. Now, the rumors are Brandon Nimmo wasn't either.
Right. I just think that DeGrom never said he wanted to be a Met for life. Alonso repeatedly said that. He had a chance 2 or 3 years ago to accept a 7 for 160 deal. And listen, he was right because he's now making more money.
Yes, he bet on himself.
He bet on himself. Good for him. He was right. But don't feed the fans the garbage that you wanted to be a Met for life and he never, ever put pen to paper. That is just garbage.
And I think if he had the opportunity last year to sign elsewhere, he would have. And it would have looked a lot worse. And we would have... Some people would have crushed the Mets. I would have been more defensive of the Mets because of the contract the Mets offered to him previously. So it's fair. 888-808-1019. Donnie in Inwood. What's going on, Donnie?
Hey, how's everything going, brother? Blessings to you and the family. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, my guy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I actually was appalled over one of the callers that tried to talk bad about Lukey.
Yeah,
he's my guy.
I was
Lukey,
joking.
man.
I didn't realize he was going to dive into an anti-Lukey rant.
Yeah, I didn't think he was going to go that crazy either. I was like, oh, I'm glad you hung up on him. He was going crazy.
Yeah, but you had a point about the Knicks?
Yeah, if they bring back DiVincenzo, I'd be hyped because I was one of the people that was actually upset that they got rid of him. I was like, damn, we needed him. We needed him.
I think they would definitely benefit from, I think Dante DiVincenzo and Alvarado, and I appreciate the call, Donnie, I think they would benefit from both of them in different ways. Dante just gives you a more modern offense in the sense of that you could spread the floor a little bit more. There's a lot more 4 and 5 out played. Alvarado gives you a true ball handler. You know, he's better than Kolik's been good. Knicks are up 41-36 right now over the Magic, 9 minutes left in the second. He gives you he's a better player than Tyler Kolek. Not that Kolik's bad. So Alvarado would give you a more true, reliable backup point guard. And if the McBride injuries nagging or more serious than they're let on, it's insurance. I think Dante gives you not the most trustworthy ball handler, gives you a guy who can handle the ball and gives you a lights out shooter. It gets you the 4. We never got to see Dante play with Mikal, Josh, and Brunson, so you get that chemistry there as well. It excites me. And they're 2 guys they probably could get for not a lot. Maybe there is a swap in there. It would not be anything of, it wouldn't be, none of the starters. It wouldn't be a McBride or a Mitch Robinson in that deal either, or Josh Hart. Like, those guys aren't getting traded. We got a lot more to get to. We'll continue the Mets and Yankees conversation. We'll continue some Knicks convo. Giants, Jets, should they tank? Should they tank? Anthony Gallo on the Fan. Back after this.
A local
rivalry will be renewed tonight.
Harper across the timeline with 3, with 2, a 3 for the win. Good! Dylan Harper wins it for Rutgers at the buzzer. And for the second straight year, Rutgers wins the Garden State Hardwood Classic.
Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join me and Austin Johnson as Rutgers faces Seton Hall in this annual New Jersey battle tonight at 8 p.m. right here on The Fan, Sports Radio 101.9 FM, and always free on the Odyssey app.
Toyotathon is on at Route 22 Toyota in Hillside, New Jersey, and they're celebrating the holidays with the biggest event of the year. Get incredible deals on all your favorite Toyota models. Qualified buyers can save with leases starting at just $99 a month or low 0.99% financing for 72 months. It's never been easier to get out of your current car and into a brand new Toyota for the same or even less than you're paying now. Visit Route22Toyota.com for all the details and more great offers. Toyotathon is on now at Route 22 Toyota.
This winter is shaping up to be a harsh, snowy season. So take control of the roads with a new set of Bridgestone Blizzak tires from Town Fair Tire at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, Town Fair gives you the most free services with your purchase of Bridgestone Blizzak tires. For the guaranteed best deal on Bridgestone Blizzak tires with the most free services for life, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Every sports fan fears an injury to their team's players, but it happens. The only good news for professional athletes is that they have the best doctors and support to get back on their feet. But that's most likely not the case if you or a family member are injured. Who's going to make sure that you get the care and support that you need? The Rothenberg Law Firm will. For over 50 years, they've been winning for injured people. They've won and collected billions for their clients. The Rothenberg Law Firm.
The lawyer for injured ones. InjuryLawyer.com.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
NFL Sunday's coming. You've got the crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel's coming in with something extra. This isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place that perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop. And now we're making it even better because this week FanDuel's bringing the bonus. That's right. Right now, all customers can get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account, because that's what Sundays should feel like. Visit FanDuel.com/Evan, download the app, and get in on the action before kickoff. That's FanDuel.com/Evan. We love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook, the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over, physically present in New York, opt-in required, bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey, neoyorquinos! Fast, reliable internet puede ser tuyo when you switch to Fios. Por tiempo limitado, combine Fios Home Internet and a line of mobile por solo $69.99 a month. Get unlimited welcome for $50 a month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees when you bring your phone. And add Fios 300 Mbps for $19.99 a month with AutoPay, mobile plus home discount, and bonus discount. Visit your tri-state area Verizon store hoy mismo to get this limited time offer and switch to our reliable red 5G 100% fibra óptica for eligible new Fios internet and mobile customers. Both the 15 monthly discounts for Fios and bring your phone apply over 36 months. Mobile and home discounts enrollment required. 99 Fios setup charge applies. For unlimited welcome, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE might be temporarily slower than other traffic in times of congestion. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
It's the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. So don't just hang your own lights. Venture out and look for the northern lights. Drink cocoa on the beach. Or be a drive-by karaoke caroler. Because every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So you can take holidays to places they've never been. See your local Kia dealer or visit Kia.com to learn more. Kia, movement that inspires.
See Kia dealer for warranty details. Event ends 1/2/26.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. But I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with AutoPay, plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
Paul Rosenberg got me there. Anthony Gallo on the Fan. 888-808-1019. If you're interested, John Cena's last match tonight. I'm totally locked in. I totally didn't have to ask Rosenberg if it was tonight or tomorrow night. If you don't get the why I was laughing, Paul Rosenberg, great producer / Steve Summers podcast co-host. Some may have called him the Jordan Hudson to Steve Summers. But I hate the song Pony in a non-dance setting, and not in a dimly lit, smoky room. And when I do the overnights, I ban it from being played on the overnights, and Rosenberg loves to sneak it in there, and there it is. This should be booty shaking, strictly sweaty dance club, hazy room only, not talking sports. Normally the music taste around here is impeccable, but not one of them. And shout out Genuine, awesome song. Not the right setting. 888-808-1019. Let's get back to the main topic at hand. Mets, Yankees, boring, disastrous offseason. The start of it has been anything but exciting, anything but a success. John in Bayside, what's up, John?
Gallo, what's happening, man?
What's up, my dude?
So, listen, 2 years ago, right, we were in Game 6 of the NLCS, right?
Uh-huh.
What do they do? What do they do after they get to Game 6 and they lose to the Dodgers? They do nothing to upgrade their pitching.
They really did absolutely nothing. They
did absolutely not. Listen, I think people 10 minutes from Citi Field. Hold on. 10 minutes. This is the first time I ever called into the Fan.
Okay.
10 minutes from Citi Field. The first green grass I saw was Shea Stadium. All right, I've seen this team go through everything. They go to Game 6 of the NLCS with that lineup that they had, even without Soto. They go there, and the next year they don't do anything to upgrade the rotation.
Well, no, it only got worse.
Something here. Am I blind or what?
No, John, and you're right. And I don't want people to think like I was being sarcastic. He's right. Yes, they brought in Soto, but they didn't upgrade the team elsewhere. You replaced Severino and Quintana with Frankie Montas, and you Senga, Minaya, Clay Holmes. That's what you went into the season. David Peterson. And some sort of Tyler McGill and Blackburn and these guys on the back end of the rotation. They were trying to strike magic again with Montas, and it didn't work out. It blew up in their faces. It's not the worst. I know people have called it the worst signing in Mets history. Jed Lowry and Jason Bay, to me, in my lifetime, take the cake. Cat almost threw down a monstrous dunk just there. Knicks up 7, about 6 minutes to go. They did nothing to upgrade the team in a way that was meaningful when you're that close. And similar to 2006, where the Mets get to a game, they get an inning away from the World Series, from making it to the World Series. And their big move was, what was it? Moises Alou was the big move they made that offseason. They didn't bring in any starters. They thought that John Maine and Oliver Perez were going to carry them along with Tom Glavine. And we saw how that turned out. They didn't improve the bullpen. 2015, similar situation. And we thought signing Juan Soto was going to be that big move. And in retrospect, it was a good move. Like, I still am happy they signed him. But what did it cost you? He's got an opt-out 5 years. If the Mets aren't competitive for 5 years, they don't sniff a World Series, he could turn around and get the same money again, probably in the same time frame. Oh, it's 4 years now. Sorry, 5 years from the start of the deal. He could turn around again and get the same money in the same time frame. And now where does that leave you? With an aging Lindor? No starting pitching. Hopefully Nolan McLean replicates his end of the season, debut. But Mets have consistencies in their franchise in the most negative way. Consistency to disappoint. Consistency to let your best players leave when they shouldn't have left. DeGrom, Strawberry, Alonso, Reyes. You didn't even offer Reyes a contract. Consistencies in not improving the team after major seasons. Those late 90 teams, they didn't really go out and try to make the team better. And then the 1 year they did, it blew up in their face because all the guys imploded and Piazza got hurt. 2009, we bring in Putz and K-Rod, and that was the one time it felt like the Mets fell short, but it was a different wild card situation. If the Mets have the wild card, whenever even talking about the collapses and they're in the playoffs, maybe they even make some noise. But those are in years when you miss the playoffs. They never get, and it's different owners, same franchise. And it's disappointing. 888-808-1019. Max in Marlboro. What's going on, Max?
Hey, Anthony. How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, I know this is just all we're talking about, but I'm devastated about Alonso, man. I'm 19. I grew up watching the guy. I saw the guy break the home run record. I cannot freaking imagine turning on the TV and not seeing this guy batting cleanup. It's been, 6 years now? I was arguing with my dad a little about it. He's 53, grew up on Long Island, and he's telling me that Strawberry was much worse when he left to leave for the Dodgers. I told him, no way. This is absolutely gut-wrenching.
Well,
how did you let this happen?
To your dad's point, Max, I actually think the reason why the Strawberry thing was more gut-wrenching was the Mets and the Dodgers felt like the two best teams in the National League in the 80s. I wasn't alive back then. I'm 34. But it is very similar. The only thing that doesn't sting about Alonso is he went to the Orioles and not a rival of any kind. But it still hurts, and I appreciate the call, Max. I get it. You're 19. That's your guy. For me, Wright and Reyes were my guys. Reyes was one of my all-time, and I get it, off the field, bad guy, or, alleged bad guy, whatever you want to say. But not great. But that was my guy. My all-time favorite Met when I was growing up was Jose Reyes. David Wright, close second. Then I've always been kind of a weird sports fan where I kind of like the role players a lot. Grow up loving dudes like Edgardo Alfonso and Benny Agbayani and Timo Perez and Wilmer Flores. For you, that's your guy. The amount of kids that grew up and Alonso was their hero. When the Mets were bad, we always had Piazza on the back end of, he first got here, they were very good. And then at the back, 02 to 05, you had Piazza. You had Wright for all those years. These guys never stay. And of course you have somebody who's not breaking down, who's doing stuff the right way, in the face of his biggest criticism and his biggest, naysaying moments. Last year stepped into the batter's box against Devin Williams and hit the biggest home run maybe in the history of the team and had a monster postseason. And I criticized Alonso in 2024 a lot. He's always been one of my favorites in this new era of the Mets. And now he's gone. And I'm not somebody who says you have to keep him because he's homegrown. You have to keep him because he is a great baseball player. Yeah, sure, he's not the greatest fielder. You know what? But what he does at the plate greatly outweighs that to me. And I don't see where they pivot from here. 888-808-1019. Lou in Astoria. What's going on, Lou?
Hey, Anthony. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Anthony, you're right. I don't understand this GM. Makes no sense because Pete Diaz and Nemo had nothing to do with what happened this year. Okay? They were actually the glue of the team. You didn't have no starting pitcher. You didn't have no freaking... the starting pitcher was good last year, and that's probably what he went with it. but they all collapsed. I don't know the reason for it, but they did. Okay, all they had to do was the owner to get involved and tell this man, listen, I want those guys back, and I want Tucker, and I want a guy that can make contact, like either Luis Arias, or what is that guy from the Cleveland? Quan?
Quan. Stephen Quan.
Yes, Quan. Yeah, and give me Michael King, and then next year we will get stronger by getting Scooble. I promise you that. Okay, then we can compete against the Dodgers.
Lou,
on the Dodgers, if you don't mind, I got it. Quick, don't hang up on me.
I'm not going to hang up on you. I do appreciate this thought process, and it's a sound process. It's a little less, delusional than just saying, let's go get Scooble this year. I like Stephen Quan. I like some of these guys you named, but are they, Arise, are these guys really going to put us over the top? And next year, if you don't make the playoffs...
Anthony, it's a start, okay? Right now, what I'm trying to say is, Tucker should have been on the way here because, you know what? He has to win right now. This guy the owner is a Mets fan. He wears the hat, which is about, I don't know what year it is. So they have to win right now. And the Dodgers, listen, the Dodgers get so much credit, okay? The year they played the Yankees, they were lucky that our Yankees were playing like little leagues, making errors.
Well, I don't know if you could say it's luck. They won in 5 games. Like, it was one game.
Wait. We played terrible. Now, this past year, okay? This past year, okay? They were lucky better than good because, you know what? If it wasn't for a guy named Miguel Rojas, which they should have, at the end of the World Series, they should all get together and give this guy plenty of money because he makes nothing, okay?
Right. I mean,
that guy makes
and I appreciate the call, Lou. He's a veteran. It's a good piece. They're not lucky. And what was the quote Michael Jordan said? The more I practice, the luckier I get, or the harder I work, the luckier I get. Yeah, sure. Lucky's involved in it. I'm sorry. You can't call somebody who wins 2 World Series back-to-back lucky. And the Yankees, this is not a criticism of the Yankees. They weren't lucky. They beat the bricks off the Yankees. One bad inning did not decide that World Series. We were one bad inning away from that game going to a Game 6. It wasn't like it was a Game 7 or they were in, Game 7. Like, I'm not taking away from what the Yankees accomplished that year. It's not luck. When you build a foundation and you do the things, the Dodgers aren't caring about anything but winning. That's it. That's all they care about right now is winning. And I don't want to hear about deferring money or how much they spend. Every other team in the league can do it. Every other team, and specifically the teams in this market, can do the same thing the Dodgers are doing. 888-808-1019. I'll come back. We'll talk Mets. We'll talk Yankees, Knicks, getting closer to halftime, up 8 with about 2 minutes to go. A lot more to get to. On the other side, I'll give you what I feel like can be a decent offseason. It's still not good enough for this New York Mets team. Back after this.
It's Boomer and Gio, mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
And talking to anybody who's ever played at a high level, including you, one of the biggest indicators of getting your ass whipped is those rushing yards.
That's exactly right.
Listen to Boomer and Gio on demand on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's 2 of the best in men's college basketball. NCAA tournament finalist Houston faces perennial power Arkansas in the 8th edition of the Never Forget Tribute Classic, Saturday, December 20th at Prudential Center. Tickets are on sale now. The Cougars and the Razorbacks bring big-time basketball to the Garden State with dynamic recruiting classes and legendary coaches. It's Houston versus Arkansas in the Never Forget Tribute Classic. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Embrace the spirit of the season during the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration and make dreams come true at Mercedes-Benz of Edison. With over 500 vehicles to choose from, you'll find the perfect holiday gift for the one you love. Celebrate the season in true luxury at Mercedes-Benz of Edison.
At Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, we're celebrating this holiday season with our $155,000 Slay the Road drawing, including your chance to win a new Land Rover Defender and $10,000 cash. Earn entries all month long, then be here on January 1st between 12 and 3 p.m. when one winner will be drawn every hour to win up to $20,000 cash. At 4 p.m., one lucky winner will win a Land Rover Defender and $10,000 cash at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel. If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
I love elves. Hard workers, cheery bunch, but they can sure wreck a bathroom. Luckily, someone's always ready on short notice to save Christmas. The fine folks at Roto-Rooter.
Coast is clear, Santa.
Thank you. You may want to stick around. Santa needs to get in there. And away goes trouble down the drain.
Roto-Rooter.
Now get out of my bathroom.
We're always talking New York sports on The Fan.
Beware the holiday buffering.
Who are you?
The ghost of internet past here to slow down right when your guests arrive.
Not this year. We got Verizon's 100% fiber optic home internet. Scored a limited time offer for $20 a month and locked in the price for 3 years.
Fios home internet, that's scary fast.
Now we can all stream, video chat, and game at the same time. So bye.
Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch to Fios home internet today. Fios 300 megabits per second plan at $20 a month with autopay. Any Verizon mobile phone plan and bonus discount. Price guarantee applies to base monthly rate only for my home customers. Terms apply.
Football season is here, and just like winning teams, your engagement should be all about the best. So if you're ready to pop the big question this season, why not visit the experts at London Jewelers? With top-notch professionals and cutting-edge technology, London Jewelers can help you select or even design the absolute perfect ring. So whether you're starting over or starting new, let the professionals at London Jewelers be a part of your journey. Visit any one of their convenient 6 locations across New York and New Jersey. London Jewelers, serving you and your family since 1926.
Now's the time to enroll in quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. All plans provide free preventive care, coverage for prescriptions, emergency services, and more. Plus, 8 in 10 get financial help. Enroll by December 31st for January 1st coverage at getcovered.nj.gov.
At Nielsen, fun is in the driver's seat.
It's the season of giving at Nielsen Dodge. During this season of light and generosity, we're giving you our best deals on every car, truck, and SUV in stock.
That's right, Chels, and we're pulling out all the stops to bring you extra special holiday offers.
Lease a new 2026 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4, just $189 a month. Or lease a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 4x4, just $299 a month. Or choose from hundreds of quality certified pre-owned vehicles.
We'll also give you 0 down payment. We always give you the credit help you need.
Fun is in the driver's seat when you save money.
On Route 10 in East Hanover. Online at NielsenDodge.com. A proud member of the Nielsen Auto Group.
Fun is in the driver's seat.
Wrap up the year's sales event. With approval term 27 months due at signed Compass 5189, Cherokee 5894, and tax tag 498 doc and DMV fees.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-941-2255. That's 800-941-2255.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
Almost caught my side. I was about to say the lyrics there. We're going to dump it. 888-808-1019. Anthony Gallo on The Fan. The greatest radio station on the planet in the greatest city in the world, New York City. The great Paul Rosenberg behind the glass. When we get these shifts, sometimes they're last minute. Not that this was last minute, but in advance, I had told my girlfriend, we're going to go out today. Christmas stuff. We don't normally do it on the weekends because we want to avoid the crowds, but today was really the only day that worked out. So prior to me coming here, I go into the city. I do Bryant Park. We hit up, some of the fancy stores that she likes to go to. On her dime, not my dime. I'm not making that money. But, we hit Bryant Park. What it's not told to me, I could deal with the tourist crowds. Bryant Park is fun when there's no tourists there. It's the Winter Village, and it's like a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock, and it's just, the Manhattanites and, people leaving work trying to get last-minute Christmas gifts. It was mobbed. But what bothered me today And, I was actually in a good mood today. Christmas, I love Christmas, Christmas spirit, all that. It's SantaCon. The worst, top 3 day. Top 3 worst days to be in the city. And it's one of them. It's SantaCon, Cinco de Mayo, St. Patrick's Day. 3 worst days to be in the city. All the kids from Connecticut and Far East Long Island and, all the, transplants come out and throw up all over the city and act rowdy. I'm getting older now. I'm only 34, but I feel like when I'm around these people, I'm 50. My girlfriend knows I'm Sana Granada. What's the saying?
Persona non grata.
Thank you. Genius, Paul Rosenberg. She knows it's a no-go for me coming into the city on SantaCon Day. And we're in Bryant Park. I'm getting ready to come here. I'm like, are those a bunch of people in Santa costumes? She goes, yeah, today's SantaCon. I meant not to tell you that. And I pissed. But you know what? I feel better now. Let it out. Stearns. This is all justified, by the way. I felt this way either way. I was just extra fired up because of that. But it was tight in Bryant Park. And I am a chubby dude. Not easy to be in tight situations like that. Also, nobody knows how to walk. It's like, and then you get in these situations where in your pockets, and it's all the people from the tri-state area like band together like, can you walk? Why are we standing around? Walking around work like a loser. So that's why, that's straight from here. I'm a trooper. Made sure the lady was happy as she's still traversing the city with her friend and came here to vent to you guys. You guys are as much therapy as I am to you. I was just to act like I'm your sports therapist. You guys do more for me mentally than I do for you. 888-808-1019. Ed in Rockaway, what's going on, Ed?
Hey, Anthony, how you doing, bud?
What's up, dude?
Listen, Mets and the Jets point, but real quick, I hear you blasting that early 90s and 2000 hip-hop. The first couple of episodes of the Diddy documentary on Netflix, not getting into all the sexual stuff, but the beginnings of Bad Boy, excellent.
Yep, I'm not really that interested in the Diddy stuff. My girlfriend's watched all of it. The 2 episodes I watched with her, dealt with the start of Bad Boy and the East Coast, West Coast stuff, Suge Knight, the Source Awards, all that. So it was good. The rest of it I'm not really interested in.
I turned it off as well. Quick point about the Jets, the short leash with this organization, the fact that we haven't been to the playoffs in years. I understand the allure of bringing in the kid from Indiana or the kid from Ohio State, but I really think best case for the Jets is you pick up the phone, you call San Francisco, you offer a third rounder for Mac Jones, you bring in a guy who went to that, Shanahan's School of Hard Knocks out there, you bring in a competent veteran, and you keep building around him, and you see what Glenn could do.
Ed, I don't know if I thought you were going to go a different route. I don't know if that's the solution. I mean, if they're going to draft a kid and have Mac Jones here, sure. And I don't think giving up a third-round pick for Mac Jones to help, mature and grow a quarterback is out of the question. I think he's just another vet. I don't think he's that great. I think what he did for San Francisco was overblown. It was really 2 weeks of decent play. And I would somebody put it in the chat on, I don't know what Joseph Leon put it in the chat since he makes Joe Burrow available, should the Jets go after him? Both teams should. I'm sorry. If Joe Burrow's available, the Giants should go. I should say Yankees. Maybe the Yankees and the Mets should. The Giants should go after him, and the Jets should go after him. Jackson Dart, great story. Looks like he's the part. Joe Burrow is the part. And you can't tell me if you're a Giants fan, well, Joe Burrow gets hurt too much. Your quarterback's played 6 games. He's been hurt. Half of them. But if you're the Jets, you blow up the draft stock to go get Joe Burrow. And you figure it out from there. Now, if you want to bring in a vet like a Mac Jones, sure. Davis Mills, guys like that who have shown that they could carry for a week or two a team so you get competent football while you try to nurture whoever your young quarterback is. If it's this year, if it's the next year, we'll see. 888-808-1019. Steve in Manhattan, what's going on, Steve?
All All right, and season's greetings and a Charlie Brown Christmas to everybody. And, let me congratulate you, Ant. Last week during football, that Sunday, you morphed into Brent Musburger and Howard Cosell. Excellent job.
I don't think it was that much. I was just,
it was good,
trying to stay afloat on those Sunday shows. They're fun. It's if you don't know, I do the Gridiron Game Day on the Infinity Sportsnet while it's still around, and it's essentially Red Zone on the radio. It's a lot of fun. It does get tricky sometimes, so I appreciate that, Steve.
You got it, my man. And you got Rosie in the engine room, so you're in good hands.
Allegedly.
Yeah, you are in good hands with the Rosemeister there. I think Teddy ball game up in Yonkers was a little mad because I think the Lugermeister had him on hold for a couple hours. Teddy isn't used to that. I'm telling you, Teddy Bear's not used to that. He's in another station. He calls in. He goes right on the air. Wow. He's like a big star on another station. Wow. He's always
because there's not that many people calling in.
No, he's always screaming about something. Supposedly that's good radio. And if I came on and screamed, they'd hang up on me. And the other caller just brought up Mac Jones, Kyle Shanahan's football school of hard knocks. How about the school of losing 3 Super Bowls in the fourth quarter with double-digit leads?
Right.
Listen, you need an offensive line if you want a quarterback. That's where you begin.
Also, real quick, I like Kyle Shanahan as a head coach. This notion that he is some legendary, out-of-this-world offensive mind. His offenses are not really electric, ever. They are good. No. They're not this, powerhouse. He's not Sean McVay. His dad invented the offense also. It's not like he reinvented the wheel.
No, you're right about that. And plus, you're leading in 2 Super Bowls as the head coach, and you go away from the running game when you're running.
It makes no sense, specifically the Falcons Patriots one. Just run the ball. You get 1 first down on one of those 5 drives, and the game is drastically different.
Right. He was the offensive coordinator there. And he doesn't bring in, I don't know who's fully responsible, he doesn't bring in good offensive, defensive coordinators. If you have a real good football team, right. I'm sorry to the Met fans, just get off topic, but we'll get back to it. If you have a real good team, you want to have a real good coach with good coordinators, because in the playoffs and the Super Bowl, late in the game, you're going to have to make adjustments and decisions. And if you ain't good at it, your team loses. And that's the way I look at it with that. And back to the Mets now. And everybody knows I'm a former historian. Let me just throw this one out for the old-time Met fans. The first 2 free agents the Mets ever signed was Tom Houseman and Elliot Maddox when the Yankees were signing Reggie and Cactus and Goose and Gullet, and the rest is history. But anyway, this guy they signed, right? Jorge, whatever his name is, that guy never played first base. If anybody tells me first base is an easy position to play, I know damn well they don't know nothing about baseball.
And Steve, I just got to let you go because we're up against it. He's right. It's not, you can't just plug and play. And it doesn't mean because you were good at other positions, you could just slide over to first base. It's also an important position that maybe it's the least difficult to play in the infield, but it's also an important position because if you don't do it well, you're costing your entire team. 888-808-1019. I got you till 7:45. Rutgers pregame at 7:45. We'll take a break. We'll get the update, and we got a lot more to get to. Anthony Gallo on The Fan.
The home of the NFL on Westwood One is WFAN.
He waits. He gets the snap. Blitz coming.
The Vikings are in Big D playing the Cowboys. 8:20 tomorrow night on AM 660.
He walks into the end zone.
Sunday Night Football is on The Fan. 101.9 FM and always streaming on the iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Odyssey apps.
It's the Kia Season of New Traditions sales event. So don't just hang your own lights. Venture out and look for the northern lights. Drink cocoa on the beach. Or be a drive-by karaoke caroler. Because every new Kia comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So you can take holidays to places they've never been. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more. Kia, movement that inspires.
See Kia dealer for warranty details. Event ends 1/2/26.
Everybody knows Town Fair Tire is New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, beating all the local competitors with our guaranteed lowest prices. And now, with over 120 stores throughout New England, we beat all the competition, including the warehouse clubs, the online sites, and the local dealers. Yes, we beat them all with the absolute guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
And
NFL Sunday's coming. You've got your crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel is coming in with something extra. This isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place that perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop, and now we're making it even better. Because this week, FanDuel's bringing the bonus. That's right. Right now, all customers can get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account. Because that's what Sundays should feel like. Visit FanDuel.com/Gio to download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. That's FanDuel.com/GIO. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Hey, New Yorkers, fast, reliable internet can be yours when you switch to Fios. For a limited time, combine Fios home internet and one line of mobile for just $69.99 a month. Get unlimited welcome for $50 a month with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your phone. And add Fios 300 megabits for $19.99 a month with autopay, mobile plus home discount, and bonus discount. Visit your tri-state area Verizon store today to get this limited time offer and switch to our reliable 100% fiber optic 5G network. Fios, for eligible new Fios internet and mobile customers. Both the $15 monthly discounts for Fios and Bring Your Phone applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. $99 Fios setup charge applies. For unlimited welcome, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic in times of congestion. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
When businesses thrive, communities score. That's why Bank of America is the official bank of FIFA World Cup here in New York, New Jersey. And our more than 280 local business specialists are ready to help your business win. What would you like the power to do? Learn more at bankofamerica.com/local business. Bank of America, official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.
Talk New York sports on The Fan.
I'm Colonel Callahan of the New Jersey State Police. If you're caught driving impaired, you'll face hefty fines, a suspended license, and maybe even jail time. Worse yet, you might cause a crash that could devastate someone's life. Be responsible. Don't drive impaired. We are all counting on you.
At the New Jersey Lottery, we always encourage players to keep dreaming big, but only if you're age 18 or older. Please play responsibly and don't include minors in your lottery activities. For helpful tips on how to play responsibly, visit njlottery.com. Not 18 yet? No bet.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Fight stubborn odors in just one wash. When impossible odors get stuck in,
rinse it out.
Wake Katina Lexus of Freehold and Ray Katina Lexus of Monmouth. One legendary name, two exceptional destinations.
Wake up with Boomer and Gio. Mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1, New York, and Odyssey Sports.
WFAN Sports Flash.
Good evening at 7 o'clock. I'm Erica Herskowitz, and this report is brought to you by Chef IQ. Precision cooking, effortless results, chefiq.com. Well, first we take it to the NBA. Winners of 15 of 19. The Knicks are squaring off against the Magic in the semifinals of the NBA Cup in Las Vegas right now, and they are at the half. The Knicks lead the Magic 71-64. Jalen Brunson, 25 points for New York so far. Hot stove baseball, the Mets reportedly signed 32-year-old free agent infielder Jorge Polanco to a 2-year deal worth $40 million. Polanco expected to play first base and DH and fill that void left by Pete Alonso. The Yankees reportedly came to terms with utility man righty bat Ahmed Rosario on a 1-year deal worth $2.5 million plus incentives. On the ice tonight, the Rangers are getting set to face off against the Canadiens at the Garden. Earlier, the Devils iced the Ducks at the Prudential Center 4-1, and the Islanders beat the Lightning in a shootout 3-2. Before the game, they inducted hockey great Pat LaFontaine into the team's Hall of Fame. College basketball this afternoon, number 22 St. John's blew out Iona at the Garden 91-64. Tonight, Rutgers visits Seton Hall, and you can hear all the action right here on the Fan beginning at 7:45. College football, Navy came from behind to beat Army 17-16 in the 126th Army-Navy game in Baltimore. And the Heisman Trophy is just about to be awarded tonight at Lincoln Center. This year's favorite, Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza. With sports flashes at the top of the hour, I'm Erica Herskowitz.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
(888-808-149) WFAN New York City. It is Christmas time. You know, I moved into my apartment this year. I've been, on my own for a while now, but I lived in an attic, for 10 years in Staten Island, so like the people who lived under the stairs, but just the reverse, above the stairs. But, moved into an apartment with the lady, and we actually got to decorate it, and I had too much fun decorating for Christmas. Also spent money I probably shouldn't have spent on dumb things, like a light up Santa Claus like thing that sings and, crazy ornaments. And I had a Mets ornament up there, but I took it down because you know why? Screw them. Yeah, disastrous offseason continues to get worse. Jorge Polanco signed today, some rumors that they're in on Mason Miller and some other guys from the Padres and whatnot. But I wanted to pivot a bit here. And we talked about it a little bit going in the break. Jets, Giants, Joe Burrow, if he's available, what these teams should be doing looking towards the draft and the end of the season. And, let's start in order here. Let's start with what these teams are playing for, individually. The Jets just playing to build cohesion, and, I think people want them to tank. I think tanking is a dumb idea. Doesn't work. On average, how many times do guys get that one pick or the top quarterback and it works out? Patrick Mahomes wasn't the top quarterback in this draft. Justin Herbert, not the top quarterback in this draft. Lamar Jackson, almost the second-round pick. Josh Allen was like the third quarterback taken or fourth quarterback taken in that draft. Aaron Rodgers got taken at 20. If you're a Giants fan, Jackson Dart, taken at whatever it was, 20, 22. So tanking is not the way to, build a winner. I just don't agree with it. I don't agree with it in any sport. But in the aspect of, the Jets, I think winning is more beneficial than anything you'll do. Meaningless wins do not exist, in my opinion. Yes, when the Jets finally get to where they want to be as a winner, most of these guys on this team will not be there, but a good chunk of them will make up that core. And you need to build those habits as you are building this team. So I think these wins are important. I think the wins are also important to morale, to the head coach, who's trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work as a first-time NFL head coach. So they have to build winning habits. All losing does is make you more comfortable with losing. That's just it. How many years did the Knicks, I know it's a different sport, how many years did the Knicks tank? And it got them nowhere. I mean, the Jets have been, prior to Aaron Rodgers, the Jets were tanking forever. The Browns have been tanking my entire life outside of 2 years. It gets you nowhere. And for the Giants, sure, there may be a slim portion of the fan base that thinks Mike Kafka could keep his job. The Giants, you're playing because you have a young team and you have a roster that you're not going to blow up. I do think you should blow up the coaching staff in the front office. But you shouldn't blow up all of these guys on the roster. So what are you building for? You're building for cohesion. You want to win, so the young quarterback that you have and the young, skill position players paired with that veteran defense are building cohesion, are building winning habits. And when it comes to the draft, I mean, the Giants currently sit first right now, tied with the Raiders and the Titans. And the Titans, I think, play the Saints and the Jets still. So there's going to be movement there. Somebody's going to lose. The Jets could be far out of that first pick. And for the Giants, you get that first pick. I think everyone's saying, you go after the quarterback. Jets want to trade up. You trade them to the Jets. The Raiders want to trade up or New Orleans or Cleveland or Arizona. Any team that might want to trade up for a quarterback. Sure. You could do that. Or you get that first pick and you end up taking the best player available. Some thought that was Abdul Carter. And this is not to say he's a bust. It's not even a full season for him yet. And he's learning on the fly that playing in New York is a different animal than playing anywhere else in sports. Knicks up 10, about 9 minutes left in the third quarter. So for the Giants, and this goes for the Jets too, just in different ways. You both should be trying to win. For the Jets, what's the point of tanking when you have all these picks? If you truly love a quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, whoever it is, you're going to have the ability to trade up and get him anyway. And that Colts pick, right now the Colts are at 18 because they're right outside of the playoffs. They got Phillip Rivers starting this offseason, this week. The thought they could end up 8-9, 9-8. I don't think they're going to lose out, but to say that they might lose, 4 of their next 5 is not out of the realm. So they'll probably slot up. You could have potentially 2 top 10 picks. So in that aspect, you could trade up in this draft without having to blow up all of your draft stock because you are giving up 2 top 10 picks. Or you're not giving up both picks this year and you're giving up more in the next few years and you're still able to pick a quarterback and a guy in the top 10. So what's the point? Now, as far as that Joe Burrow conversation goes, and we're miles away from that, we don't know what could happen. I mean, who's to say the Ravens don't absolutely implode and blow up that roster? I mean, the coach would have to get fired first. But Joe Burrow becomes available. Let's say in a world where Joe Burrow is available. I'm not ready to commit to that yet. I do think people are putting the pieces together, and he sounds disgruntled, which is hilarious to me because no one's been catered to more on their team than that guy. I mean, look at Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Don't you think they wish they had wide receivers and skill position players the way Joe Burrow does? If he is available, Jets or Giants, you should be going after him. If he's available, there's 5 guys in the league that possibly are ahead of him or in the conversation with Joe Burrow. I'd put Josh Allen, I'd put Lamar Jackson, I'd put Patrick Mahomes ahead of him. If you're the Commanders, you're not trading Jaden Daniels for him. I think that's ridiculous. There's guys in the league that are good enough. They may not be better than him, but they're good enough to win with, so why blow up so much of your team to go get him? But if you're the Jets or the Giants and Joe Burrow's available, it's a no-brainer. Jackson Dart is not going to be Joe Burrow. He's a good quarterback. I don't think he's, I'm not saying he can't be amazing and an elite franchise quarterback. What I'm saying is there's not enough on paper right now to show you that he's going to be Joe Burrow. There's not enough on paper in even his college career to show you that he was going to be Joe Burrow. If injuries are your concern, I mean, Jackson Dart showed you very early on he may be injury prone just because of the style of play he plays. So you have to make the best decision based on what's best for the future of your team. Getting Joe Burrow would be that. Now, I don't think he's getting traded, and I don't think you should get ahead of yourself as fans and start getting excited, specifically Jeff fans, because all you're going to do is build yourself up to be disappointed. But if you're the Jets, you should be playing to win games. You should be playing to build habits. So when you do get to that point, a year and a half, 2 years from now, where you're ready to compete, you have these guys that are on your roster, core guys that have been here now from the bottom to, where you need to be, and they learned how to win. And now you brought the pieces in to help them win. I mean, look at certain rosters. I'll use my own team, the Broncos. That roster was not just put together by Sean Payton on a whim. A lot of those guys had been there. A lot of those guys had been a part of that fabric of that franchise. And they tried to win. The first year with Russell was bad. But prior to that, they were a 7-8 win team. And they were winning games and they were learning how to win under Vic Fangio. And then finally they got the pieces. The Commanders didn't completely bottom out for a decade before getting Jaden Daniels. They were trying to be competitive, and in the year of the Daniels draft, they bottomed out.
The Commanders.
So, no, I am never going to be in favor of tanking. Look at all the guys that were can't miss. I mean, it took Baker a few years, so I think he's lived up to his expectations. I think Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback. He's not the can't-miss prospect that everyone thought he was. Caleb Williams has been better in year 2. He's not the can't-miss prospect that everyone thought he was. He might be the 4th best quarterback in that draft. Cam Ward. It was not pretty to start this year. Not all his fault. Also, he's not blameless. So you're going to tank, and then if you get whoever it is, the list of guys, and then it doesn't work out, what was the point of tanking then? And I get it, Jeff fans. You don't want to continuously go through this where you're trying to find the quarterback and it's continuously selling on the future. I think trying to win games now is trying to win games now. All they're doing is not selling you on the future. It's like, let's win now. Let's build the positives going forward. There's no reason that you cannot build the core culture of your team right now. We always talk about culture building, but we go through this aspect as fans that you want a culture build, but you also want to tank because you want your quarterback. You can't do them at the same time because you know what happens is the coach that's building the culture is going to get fired. As much as it ended up being a curse for Daboll because of what happened afterwards, winning in that first year was the right way. It's what came afterwards. Maybe hindsight's 2020, they shouldn't have hitched their wagon to Daniel Jones. Maybe they shouldn't have held on to Saquon as long as they did. But it was always the right way to go about it. Same thing with the Mets. Everyone's like, oh, maybe 2024 was a hindrance because they were not ready to win and they grossly overachieved and all these magical things were happening. That's just not ever going to be a fault for me. Winning is always the answer. We all know the saying, you play to win the game. And the Jets can trade up even if they don't tank. That's why they have all these picks. And if a guy's available, name the quarterback that could change your franchise. They have the picks. Going into the offseason, the Jets hold the cards.
You don't play to just play it.
You play to win the game.
Hello?
Hello? You play to win the game.
You play to win the game.
One of the greatest quotes of all time. Also, not a single team in the league will be better positioned to drastically impact their roster and get whatever player is available than the Jets. 888-808-1019. Waldy in Flemington, what is up, my guy?
Hey, what's good? We got the voice of New York back on air. I love it. Hey, best believe the Jets are doing the right thing. I think they should be building a winning culture. I think they have the head coach right. For me, they don't need to be reaching for a quarterback. All these mock drafts have the Jets trading up with the Giants. I think they need to stand pat. I think you can go get a guy like Mac Jones and try to trade for him, or try to trade for a guy like Kyler Murray. Looks like the Cardinals were done with him. And then have a bridge quarterback and just build the nucleus, build a team. I see a lot of these guys, pass rushers in the first round, Cornell Tate. You can get you a bona fide star in the first round without having to reach and get a quarterback, in my opinion. Well, I don't love the quarterbacks in this draft.
And also, to your point, Waldy, if let's say they go after whoever it is, Mac Jones or Kyler Murray, and they don't trade any picks because Kyler Murray's going to get bought out. They're not going to have to trade for him, in my opinion.
Yeah, they can get him for free.
And if you get Mac Jones, what are you going to give up? A fourth, the third, whatever it is? Who cares? But
nothing too crazy.
If you're still trying to compete, and worst comes to worst, you're sitting 10th or 12th in the draft, then next year, guess what? You have all those picks still. You know, it's not just this year they have picks. They have picks the next year. They can trade up and get whatever quarterback they want.
I totally agree. And, you know, a guy like Dante Moore, he seems like he has some star potential, but Mendoza seems like Kirk Cousins to me, a guy that's going to be in the league for 10 to 15 years, but I don't know if he can carry the Jets to the Super Bowl. I prefer they try to build a Super Bowl team around the quarterback and get him at a later time. In terms of our Mets, man, I don't want to be all doom and gloom. I really don't.
It's
but
okay. It's been most of the show has been doom and gloom.
I don't see the direction. The only saving grace is I think the Mets could have a good rotation. I don't think that last year could have been an anomaly. I mean, Manaea could be washed. I don't know. But I see Manaea and Senga bouncing back, McClain holding down the top end of the order. Jonathan, you can do way worse with him as your fifth starter. If we build up the bullpen, maybe, just maybe, this run prevention, thought process could work. But, yeah, I'm really lost on what the point is with the Polanco signing.
Right. And what are you doing exactly? Like, you're run prevention, but you don't have a bullpen. Run prevention, but you can't score runs. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I totally. And one last point. What are we doing with Soto? We paid this man $700 million to walk. Like, we have to protect him. We got to go get Kyle Tucker.
Well, and Waldy, I appreciate the call. What do you think Juan Soto's looking? Unless the Mets, let's be honest, we are sheep. We are just, the masses that they don't really care about at the end of the day. Maybe they told Juan Soto, listen, next year, if we don't win anything this year, we'll make drastic changes, and we're going to overhaul this roster. Maybe he's not shocked by this. I don't think that's what happened. Maybe. I'm just, leaving an open mind to that. But at the end of the day, Juan Soto can't be looking at this roster. I don't care what anyone says about him in the locker room. The guy wants to win. The guy has won. He's the only thing we have on the roster close to a winner. World Series stud. Carried a Nationals team after Bryce Harper was let go. Walked in free agency, and they won a World Series. And he's been in multiple CSs. Multiple World Series. Once with the Yankees, once with the Nationals. How many CSs did he go to? I think it might have been 2. It was definitely 1 with the Padres. He wants to win. But how do you think this guy's feeling now, looking at this roster like, huh? Maybe he could have spoken up. That could be an issue. I don't think Lindor's happy. I hope that, we're all trying to piece the puzzles together. I don't think Lindor's getting traded. But if they end up blowing up the roster to that point, and somehow McNeil survives, he'd be like a cockroach in a nuclear fallout. So no. Juan Soto can't be happy. And if signing him and this was the plan, I just don't understand it then. Because is your roster better minus Nimmo, Alonso, Diaz, sacrifice just to bring in Soto? I don't know. 888-808-1019. We got to take a break. I'm getting a signal from the glue, Paul Rosenberg. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the conversation. Knicks, Mets, Jets, Yankees, all on the board. Anthony Gallo till 7:45. Genius, Paul Rosenberg.
The Bucks are in Brooklyn meeting up with the Nets. 6 o'clock tomorrow night.
Claxton with a rebound, taking it coast to coast, and a slam on the left hand.
The home of Brooklyn Nets basketball is The Fan. 101.9 FM and always streaming on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Odyssey apps.
Toyotathon is on at Route 22 Toyota in Hillside, New Jersey, and they're celebrating the holidays with the biggest event of the year. Get incredible deals on all your favorite Toyota models. Qualified buyers can save with leases starting at just $99 a month or low 0.99% financing for 72 months. It's never been easier to get out of your current car and into a brand new Toyota for the same or even less than you're paying now. Visit Route22Toyota.com for all the details and more great offers. Toyotathon is on now at Route 22 Toyota.
Once upon a time, Dunkin' made the perfect donut, and from its center came something even better. Dunkin' Munchkins, tiny bites of joy made from the dough they scooped right out of the middle. This holiday season, Dunkin' Munchkins remind us that even the smallest of things can mean the most, like laughing with friends or enjoying the last munchkin in the box. So grab a box of 3, 5, 25, or 50. Share them, gift them, or just keep them all to yourself. We won't tell. It's Dunkin' Munchkins, proof that something so small can be the best bite of all. The holidays run on Dunkin'.
Warm up your winter at DreamWorks Water Park inside American Dream with over 40 rides and record-breaking slides, including the world's largest indoor wave pool and the steepest drop slide. Plus the all-new Gabby's Dollhouse splash pad for the littlest swimmers, private cabanas, dining options, and always a perfect 85 degrees. Make it part of your holiday adventure. Just minutes from Manhattan. Tickets start at $59. Book now at AmericanDream.com.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Now's the time to score quality, affordable health insurance through Get Covered New Jersey. Every plan includes free preventive care prescriptions, emergency services, and more. And 8 in 10 people get financial help. Visit getcovered.nj.gov.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
We've got more sports talk coming up on The Fan.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
Experience the magic of the season during the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration. Enjoy exclusive holiday offers at Mercedes-Benz of Edison, Mercedes-Benz of Union, and Ray Cattina of Freehold. 3 powerhouse locations, 1 legendary name, Ray Cattina. Discover the power of 3 at benzfam.com.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Cars for Kids reminds you time is running out to donate your car for 2025. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS now to secure your 2025 tax deduction and vacation voucher. That's CARS with a K.
Back when I played, overdrafting a bank account meant crazy fees. Cash App has your back with free overdraft coverage up to $200 when you set up direct deposit of at least $300 per month and use the Cash App card. No hidden fees, just peace of mind if something unexpected does happen. Download Cash App today. Use code WFAN10. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days and you'll score $10.
Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Direct deposit, overdraft coverage, and discounts provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures.
Talk New York sports here.
Some of you guys might have heard me the last 2 weekends with the Giants and Jets the Giants not in that window. It's like Red Zone on the radio. It's a lot of fun. But now when I do these shows, these occasional, once a month fill-ins on the fan, they fly by. And today, the shortest show I think I've ever done, 2 hours or 45 minutes. It's flying by. I got so much to say. Before we get back to the calls, 888-808-1019. As far as the Yankees go, I think the Yankees have far less problems than the Mets. I think the Yankees right now, if they could guarantee that Cole and Rodon are healthy, they probably don't have as great a need at starting pitcher on the front end as people think. The hope is Clark Schmidt, Luis Heel, Garrett Cole, and Rodon are all healthy. Come the middle of the summer, you still have Max Fried, you still have Schlittler. The bullpen is a disaster right now, but that can be fixed. I think you have Bednar, and you have the guys you picked up at the deadline. Duvall, Bird, guys that are here, but you can't just trust those guys. Bednar you could trust. But the middle relief, in my opinion, is not very good. And lineup-wise, you bring in Bellinger and you add a role player type, somebody who's more of a contact guy. I would love to see Luis Ariz be the first baseman for the Yankees next year. Maybe it's a platoon spot with Ben Rice and that DH situation. But right now, the Yankees are waiting on Bellinger, and I don't think it's been a good offseason to start for them either. They haven't had as bad a situation as the Mets. It's just not even close. They're in a better situation, even if Bellinger leaves, than the Mets are with the 3 guys they've lost this offseason. Well, 4 if you include Tyler Rogers. If Bellinger doesn't sign with them, which I ultimately think he will, because I do think the Yankees understand, even if they overpay him on years, the price is not going to be crazy. And Stanton is very close to the end of that contract. And that contract is very easy to deal with towards the end of it. His number drops. I'm going to bring it up right now. He has, I think, 3 years left. Hold on, I'll tell you for sure right now. He has 2 years left with a club option. He goes from 32 to 19 this year. I think the actual luxury tax number is 22. It's 22 again next year, but it's 15 on the payroll, but it's the luxury tax, it hits about 22. And then they have a club option on the next year. Bellinger just gives you a blanket for when he leaves. You're guaranteed to have a more consistent bat probably too, even though Stanton carried them at times over the last 4 years when he's healthy. I think that they are in a far better position than the Mets, even if I haven't been happy with what they've done. If they could bring back Bellinger and shore up that bullpen, bring in a couple ancillary pieces. I know they've re-signed Rosario. You're going to have McMahon at third base. You're going to have the young guys in the mix. They are in a good situation. They just have to bank on health. I never predict health. I never take it for granted, though. It's why Alonso's a special player for the Mets. And for the Yankees, if you could bring back Bellinger, and it doesn't have to be Luis Ariz. I'm just using him because he's the highest bat-to-ball rate in the league. He doesn't strike out at all. It would benefit them. 888-808-1019. Mario in Long Beach. What's going on, Mario?
How you doing, Jeff?
I'm good. How are you doing, dude?
Yeah, good. Watching this Knicks game, man. Wow. It's the...
we want the cup.
Yeah, the cup. But end of the third quarter, Brunson has 37. already.
And he's hit a bunch of big threes. They were, the Magic took that lead and he grabbed it back from him. He's still the man.
Oh my God, he's got such footwork. I mean, it's amazing that he might be the best player ever on the 6'4". He's certainly
he's
up there for the taking.
I mean, AI is one of those guys I'd put there. He is technically sound. He is a guy, especially in that triple threat. I know a lot of people didn't love Melo, but in the same facet where if he's in the triple threat and he still has his dribble, there are very few people who can stop him.
Yeah, he gets his shot off all the time because of his great footwork, And the thing is, if they get a chance to get Giannis, right? And he wants to go to New York, that's a championship team then. As long as they don't have to blow up everything. I don't know what they would have to give up. That would have been...
Mario, that's my fear. I'm sorry for cutting you off there. That is my fear. I can live with getting Giannis. I don't really want to part with OG. I don't really want to part with Mikal the way they've looked this year. I can live with getting Giannis if you're not giving up 6 guys to get him. Let's say worst case scenario in my book. You're giving up Cat and OG. Pick swaps, maybe Tyler Kolik's in the deal. Yeah, I think that's a championship squad because your defense automatically gets better even though you're losing a OG Anunoby, who is one of the best on-ball defenders in the league. Your defense does get better, but you're risking, kind of having a deficit still because you are losing some depth, and I don't know if adding a Kyle Kuzma to that move absolutely helps you in the way you think. If he wants New York, I think he'll get it if the Knicks are playing ball. I also don't think the Knicks need to go get Giannis to get to the finals. I know the Pistons are playing out of their mind right now. January 5th, they play the Knicks. I think the Knicks are the best team in the Eastern Conference. I think the Knicks haven't even played their best basketball, and they're second in the East. The Knicks have barely been healthy this whole season. They're second in the East. Now, if you want to talk to me about the Western Conference and the Thunder and all these teams in the West, specifically the Thunder, though, fine. But if you get to the finals, I'll take that. 10 times out of 10. Get me there. Let's see what happens. We all thought the Thunder were going to steamroll the Pacers last year. Tyrese Halliburton doesn't get hurt in Game 7. Who knows what happens? Thank God the Pacers didn't win. I'm not saying thank God he got hurt, but thank God the Pacers didn't win. That's the last thing we need. This Knicks team is built to win a title. Now, are they the best team in the league? I don't think so because of those teams in the West. Are they the best team in the East? No brainer, in my opinion. No brainer. And there's a lot of season to see how they grow. I like the way they looked. Since OG's come back, I'm very excited about the way they've played. A win today would feel nice against the Magic team. I know they beat them the last time that you've struggled with. And I get it. If they get to the finals, I want to win every game they play. And you know what? Who cares? They raise a banner. Who cares? It's not going to prevent them from raising a banner. That's not going to be the reason why they don't win the NBA title. Not saying they will, but it's not going to be the reason why. But winning some games with stakes would be nice. I am a soccer fan. I know this is not Europe, and I know this is not soccer, but there is an emphasis on winning. There's no draft in soccer. It's just development and signing players. So there's an emphasis on winning, and they play these same things, in-season cups. And it's a part of, something to hang your hat on. The Thunder finish with the best record in the NBA. They win the NBA Cup, and they win the NBA title. It's going to feel more significant. Again, if the Knicks lose this game and we don't win the NBA Cup, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I kind of want to win it, though. I want to win something. I've been a loser my whole life when it comes to the Knicks. It'd be nice to win something. 888-808-1019. Dave in Rochester. What's going on, Dave?
Hey, good evening, man. Love the show.
Appreciate you.
Listen, hey, likewise, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you, too.
I don't know what's going on in Flushing. Did I miss something? Did I fall asleep and miss some kind of breaking news that the Wilpons took back over the team? Because
you know when Scooby-Doo, when they pull the mask off the bad guy, it feels like we're going to pull a mask off Cohen, and it's going to be Fred and Jeff in a bodysuit underneath the mask.
But I just don't get it. If Steve Cohen is true to his word from when he took over the team, 4 or 5 off seasons ago,
yeah,
and he has a so-called, limitless pocketbook, then why is David Stearns not taking advantage of that? It's like me giving, one of my kids, and I have teenagers, a credit card with no credit limit and say, tell them, hey, go spend on whatever you want.
And they're being prudent.
Yeah, and they go to the, the Salvation Army or something and buy secondhand, clothing and stuff. So
I think Dave, my problem with it is I'm okay with Stearns not wanting to blow it up with the, blow up the wallet in the bank account, but it's not like he's taking advantage of any of the resources. Last year, fine, he did. But most of the money that was on the payroll last year was spent before he got there. I thought when we got, and I appreciate the call, Dave. Great call as always. I thought that we were going to get David Stearns, and he was going to build out the foundation of the team the same way he did with the Brewers, but then bridge that gap from consistently being good to making this team perennial World Series favorites by using Steve Cohen's assets. He did it last year. He signed Juan Soto. They were kind of hamstrung against the luxury tax because of deals like Nimmo's and McNeil's and the guys that were here prior. But now he's just acting like the Brewers again. Like you have Juan Soto and Lindor. Sure. Maybe they feel like that's enough star power. Lindor, one of my favorite players to ever play the game. Very inconsistent with the Mets. This year was tough. It was a tough year for Lindor. Juan Soto, generational talent. Yes. He's going to go down as one of the best contact hitters of all time. A lot of his stats this year were meaningless. So what are you exactly accomplishing by not building out this roster to the best of your abilities? And I don't want an owner who meddles, but it would be nice if Cohen lit a fire under Stearns' ass. It would be nice. Hey, fine, you're going to let these guys walk? We better turn around and put a product out there. Because you know what sucks? I get it. Cohen's lost money on the Mets because of the investments he's made in payroll and, more importantly, the infrastructure of whatever it is, the stadium, development, the game day experience. That is great. But also, you can't beg the fans to come out. Hey, I did my part, now do yours. And then when they do their part, and they don't even just do it, they break a record on attendance. And you spit in their faces. And I get that you can't just sign guys because they're fan favorites. But you know what? The guy that was a fan favorite, we can even remove Diaz from this conversation. The guy that was a fan favorite is one of the best power hitters in the league. Had maybe his best season of his career last year. Has given you everything. Plays every day. And sure, he is a fan favorite. So throw the fans a bone. And then this year when they don't show up, don't cry. Because you did it to yourself. Shout out to Paul Rosenberg, Erica Herskowitz,
the legend,
and the great Connor Green. We got Rutgers basketball coming up. If you want to follow me on X, just search Anthony Gallo, WFAN, or Pico de Gallo, Pico de _Gallo. And then on IG, Pico de Gallo 24. You can always check out my YouTube page as well as I do stuff there. I'll be back. Exciting future ahead for the fan. Anthony Gallo. Till next time.